This is really the Fighter and the Kid.
Come on, baby. All right, let's rock and roll.
On that high note,
Yeah, listen, you know.
Yeah, got the sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
I need a little more energy out of you, dude.
Duo here.
You got a duo.
What do you mean? More
just
energy?
a little more energy.
All right,
I
let's
like
go. Let's go. All right. A friend of the show, old friend of the show, Dov Davidoff.
One of my favorite people on earth.
One of my favorite comics.
Don't come around.
Hey, guys. Yeah.
And we have the silent giant over there.
hey,
That's me. You're the silent giant.
I'm the silent G in Gas Digital. Oh, the silent S, rather.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
He runs more than I do.
How long you been doing the? You've been doing it since 2016.
The Gas Digital. But SDR is 10 years on.
And you do with Big J.
I did it for 10 years with Big J.
Wow.
And then Big J just got too fucking busy. And like, when if a good episode or a good guest comes in, he just couldn't do it. And he was just too overloaded. So he left.
And Jay, one of the funniest people on the planet.
Oh my
He's
God.
so fucking
funny dude. He's
You
funny
started
dude.
by interviewing just rock stars.
Well, I did radio for 20 years.
He's a broadcaster.
Yeah. And I was a host on MTV, VH1 for a bit, and all that shit, hosting like rock festivals and dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
That, like back in the fun days.
In the
when it
fun
was like
days,
spring break
yeah.
on TV.
Well, I'm old, but I'm not that old. I'm a little like 2000. I started in '99, and then by year like 2004, 3, I was on Queer Eye for the Straight Guy as a straight guy.
Oh, were you on that show?
Yeah, and
Bro,
that's you.
they wanted me to audition for that show.
For the gay, one of the gay guys. Or the
Yes,
straight
and
guy?
But let him finish.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you were on it.
I was a straight guy that was the most watched episode ever, and that blew up my radio show to where we got to over 100 affiliates for a while.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was
And the
nuts.
whole point of the
Because-
show is to take a straight guy and turn him gay.
They turned him gay, so I just started having sex with men for a few years,
And you got a bunch
and it
of
worked
more
out pretty well.
subscribers.
Bring him up. Bring him up when he was young, and that I want to see that.
Yeah,
Why all the gay men liked you?
They did. No, they
What's he put in?
If you put in Ralph Sutton Queer Eye, it'll show up. I'm sure it's on YouTube. But there it is, right there. The second,
Ralph
the
Sutton
second link.
isn't
There I am.
exactly-
Look at me and Kyan with our shirts
Oh,
off.
there you go.
Look how sexy and cute I am.
Well, you're a big giant, and
Yeah,
you
I'm a
like that
giant.
hairy chest, and you got that.
That's my twin brother right there. That third picture.
That's his twin brother's 5'7".
Yeah.
He's 6'5".
Was that your brother?
Yeah, there's me with the guys. Look at that. We did
we
the
get-
reunion 3 years ago.
Blurrier pictures, or
That's good. That's perfect.
were these taken?
Holy
Are these
shit,
UFO pictures? Or?
Yeah. Well, it's hard to get me all in one frame.
Yeah. Did you use the lens they use for the Loch Ness monster picture?
You know that. By the way, I talk about that often. You know that the whale, the serpent sightings, like the Loch Ness monster, is a whale's penis.
Yeah, it's his wiener.
Oh my God!
You know how they're big and they
I
hang
never
like that?
thought
It's
of
a
If you
that.
Google whale wiener, you'll whale penis, you'll see it. It
That
looks,
is so true.
It just looks like that's what it is. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
You didn't know this?
I didn't know that.
Actually, Jay told me that like years ago.
Yeah, Jay would know
Yeah,
that.
you knew it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
He's like, you know the Loch Ness monster? There's
Look
just
at
a
that.
whale there.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
look, the
incredible.
Loch Ness. Look on. They compare it to whale penis. Third row down, right in the middle.
Come
It's here,
on.
That is
right
incredible.
there.
Dude.
There you go. You're
That's
welcome.
what it is.
The more you know.
You're welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
The more
Dropping
you know.
gems, dude. The more you know.
That's a stuffed whale penis that guy's holding. Doesn't matter. Now,
Speaking
So-
of which, didn't you get your start as a strip club DJ?
Oh, I thought you were talking. Speaking of my penis. Yes. No, I did a strip club DJ for 10 years.
Yeah, you were like the strip
The
club
strip
DJ.
club DJ. It's like I always say the worst brag in the world was.
I think Eddie Bravo did
Eddie,
that.
that's how Eddie Bravo
Really?
got to start. Yeah, and then
He was a musician. He was a drummer too,
he was
right?
a drummer too, but he was a strip club DJ. And then Bud, our buddy Bud, who was involved with the UFC, I think somehow was like, "Dude, you have a great voice. You should try coming to some UFC
Yeah.
stuff."
Bring him. Yeah. Next up.
Yeah.
Come on down, cinema.
Come on in.
Dov, you still following the fight game?
Yeah, I follow it every day.
Yeah. You got a prediction on Merab Nurmagomedov?
Listen.
Don't talk about the daggies around him. He's got a little thing going on with that.
I mean, he just anyone Dagestanian, he just fucking jacks off.
No, I mean, I'm not jacking them off.
Yeah.
I mean, I work the balls a little bit.
You work the
That's it.
balls. No, listen. I mean, how do you can't get around that. It's not like they have. It's not a whole lot of optionality economically in Dagestan.
This is the exact point I made on the shop show.
It's like,
Because
yeah.
Khabib was bragging how Dagestan dominates, and I'm like,
Yeah, it's
hold
'cause
on.
yeah.
It's all you have.
Well, you're not producing iPhones.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Right. I said, well, how many Dagestans been in the NBA?
Yeah.
Now, if America decided to
graduated
focus on
law school.
MMA, if it was all we had here,
Yeah.
Oh, buddy, what do you think? If Joey Bosa decided to put on boxing
Yeah, no,
gloves,
that's
at
the nature of the
4,
beast, of
you know what
course.
the fuck we would do to
Yeah.
you guys?
Or LeBron James or
That's
any
what I
of
said.
those guys.
If LeBron was like, "What's this MMA thing at 4?"
Yeah.
that's all they
Yeah.
have. Oh,
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
man. Cool.
Yeah, that wouldn't go well.
They're wrestlers in the mountains, right? And if you don't have a lot of opportunity outside of that, forget about sports. What else are you doing in Dagestan?
That's the way you get out.
Yeah.
Isn't that the answer for most fighters, or more that they look at it as a way out? That's all it is, right?
Well, right, but
This day and age is a little
They're a little
different.
different, but I would say with the origin story of most boxers or fighters is
Yeah.
it was the best option at the
When
time.
I was with Tyson, I said, yeah, because, fighting comes from the streets.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and went, comes from the fucking gutters. I went, yeah, no doubt. There's no doubt. The gutters as well.
From the
That's a
gutters
good point.
and the gutters.
Well, yeah. In
gutters are part
addition
of
to
the
the
street,
street.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're familiar with, yeah.
And the gutters. Yeah, I think also that those guys.
It's different now.
Yeah, and you're right. Those Dagestanis are wrestling at 7 and 8 years old too. It's all they've done their whole life.
But there's some American kid, like, you know what Bo Nickel does at Dagestan on the world tour? Like, America dominates that.
Yeah, he's a freak too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Who knows what happens? But there's
They have a tough culture there. Like, it's just a tough fucking culture. Like, they produce some monsters.
if your boy is at school and he thinks he's a girl, that's not an option he's going to have in Dagestan. You know, it's
No one's confused about their pronouns in Dagestan.
No, they're no, you got two.
That's right.
You got two.
Okay.
Russia either.
Yeah.
China either. No. Most of them.
Yeah, you know nothing about Dagestan.
I know nothing about any sports. I'm a real homosexual man.
There's no sports. Just in
No, don't give a
He's a
shit.
runner.
Never cared. Yeah.
I like running
my
myself.
family, my uncle, he I don't know if the word is right, but sponsored or owned a boxer and got him in a start. His name was
Oh,
Crawford.
owned a boxer.
Yeah, he like started the whole. The guy was a
He's like, my uncle had a slave.
He owned like
he also owned
backed
a cotton plantation.
See the movie Django?
Yeah, he backed the whole guy's. I don't know what you'd call that, but he's the finance guy behind a boxer
Promoter,
that
maybe?
went the distance with what's his name with George Foreman. He went
Oh,
to
wow.
the distance with Foreman. Yeah. Then he was a white guy named Crawford Grimsley.
When people hear that you run, does everyone do that? Like with me, they go, doesn't that hurt your knees?
Yeah, of
'Cause
course.
We're bigger
First thing,
guys.
yeah, with your-
first thing,
yeah.
doesn't hurt.
There he goes, Crawford
Also,
Grimsley. They used him as the agony for defeat in the Tuesday night fights of USA because when USA used to do that because it was the shortest fight in history.
Oh, wow.
But he went all the way up to being ranked like 10th in the world back when boxing was a big deal, and then he just lost the fight. And not to Foreman. He went the distance with Foreman though. Oh wow. Yeah, it was a long time
Rough
ago.
game,
You
man.
went the distance with Foreman. That's a big deal.
It's a pretty good deal.
Very
Yeah.
big deal. Yeah.
Not easy.
But yes, I do. I was telling you off air, you should get those compression boots. Changed my life for running.
Yeah,
because I'm 6'5" and change.
Woggy knee problem.
Yeah, all that
when
shit.
I run, I'll usually, like this morning I just powered through it and usually it just goes away. I'm like, I definitely should get it checked out, but I'm never going to.
Yeah, no, just get those stupid things. Normatec.
What are they?
They're compression boots.
Compression,
Like
you've seen them?
they look like giant
I use them when I
sleeves for your
fight.
shoes,
You
for your
sit
feet.
in them and it's compression on your legs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how they go all the way up? Or?
Yeah, they make XLs. So you and I, that's one I got. They go all the way up to the top of
Why
the.
would you
You've seen
use
those?
those? Why do you use those? Just to keep.
It helps press your blood around the lymphatic system, and it prevents injury. And I can just, it's solely anecdotal for me, but I've not hurt myself since I
I
started.
would
using it.
imagine that would work.
It's great.
think
These are great.
surgeons use that.
Fuck a surgeon. No, we use these. The NFL uses these. Yeah, every Division I college
So when
has
you're
a set
done
of
working
these.
out, you
All
Yeah.
of them. After practice, you jump in those.
I was going to a place for a long time that did it. It was like $50 an hour. I was like, if I buy them, I'm going to save money.
As I'm getting older,
Because
when
they're
I work
$700?
out, if I do squats and stuff, when I go to dinner and sit, my legs start to ache.
Yeah, that will change your life if you do that.
Okay.
They don't. I wish they sponsored me, but they don't. But
Because you know I take my
Hyperice. Yeah, I used to work with
I know you do. I know you do. Your legs
work with
3 or 4 days a week.
Oh,
right?
dude, who knows? I mean, try 5.
And both you guys live in New York?
Yeah.
In
We-
Jersey.
Like proper New
In the
York.
city. Yeah,
I'm
he's
in the
East
city.
Philly.
Yeah, he just moved back into the city.
Is it as bad as the news says it is? Like everyone goes, LA, it's on fire.
It's more
right?
chaotic than it was. It's not on fire bad, but it's definitely more chaotic than it was.
Is it?
I don't feel that
this
way.
fucking
though.
lefty doesn't feel like that.
I don't
And he's
feel that
also
way.
6'5", which helps him.
Yeah, I
Ask
have
a girl who has to take
I have
the
a
subway.
delusional. Shannon leaves by herself every night. She's fucking 5'4".
You can take your idiosyncratic anecdotal
Well, if
evidence.
you don't want real
I don't
world
give a fuck.
excuses. Anyway.
The crime rate is up on the subway, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen,
I don't think it's as bad, but I don't live in Midtown where all the fucking office buildings are empty.
It's also quality of life crimes that aren't necessarily getting reported. If you decriminalize people shooting up on the sidewalk, it's not reported as crime.
Yeah, but on the bright side, I get to shoot up on the sidewalk now.
Yeah,
there you
exactly. No. I mean, the crime that's down are homicides because people are getting caught on cameras. And so if
Correct.
you get banged up for a big felony, you get put away. So the crime rate that's going down down, but that's not quality of life crimes.
Yep.
And as evidence, New York real estate hasn't moved in 10 years. If you spent your life savings on a $3 million loft in Soho, it's worth $3 today, and that's before you pay commissions and taxes. So take your
angry,
fucking
Doug. Is that true? You're so
lefty
angry.
anecdotal. It's 100% true.
Wow.
Yeah, it hasn't moved at all. And so if you look at Austin, look at Phoenix, look at Miami, you look at red states, there's been such a draw from blue to red, these states that stayed open during COVID. The economies were more dynamic, and then apparently not enough people came back to keep the bid in the marketplace.
Well, you do a lot of real estate. I find it fascinating at just like you talk about government regulation, like what you have to do if you want to build a building.
Oh,
right?
All the permits.
Tell them about the little details, the shit with the windows.
No, listen, it gets very political, but it's like all of the bureaucracy is good because in the context of creating zoning laws, the apartment buildings don't fall in on themselves.
Yeah, look what happened in Florida. Actually, my friends of mine died in that building that was built like shit.
Right,
Yeah.
but the answer to overregulation is not underregulation.
Right.
It's effective, competent regulation so that you can still get something built and be competitive in an economic environment.
Right, but that means different things to different people.
What's that?
It means what
what it means to
amount
me
of
is correct.
regulation.
What it means to me.
Doing it right. Yeah.
But also, I will say this, as a native New Yorker, right, I have seen people write off New York a half a dozen times in my
I've
life.
always done it. It always comes back.
And it always comes
New York
back.
City.
I'm not writing
every
it
time.
off.
Every time.
Yes, unless
You're a real quitter. You know that?
Yeah.
You jump off. You jump.
He's already out the door.
No, I have a love-hate with New York. I mean, it's a world-class
Did
city.
you guys see
It's
any of those
just that-
drones in Jersey?
It's in
didn't
Jersey.
see
I didn't. He might have seen it. I didn't see it.
Gone now, though, yeah? And no one said
I
shit.
don't know. Nobody knows what's going
was
on,
that.
or at least it didn't get officially
that.
Oh,
reported.
I want you guys to take. Hopefully, you guys know what's going. I'm sure you do. But that dude that blew up the Tesla truck at the Trump building.
There's
Did
no-
you see Sean Ryan?
Yeah, it's all bullshit. You know that guy's full of shit.
Yes and no. So your buddy that outed him.
Yeah.
He's a little off on that too. Him saying he got out from COVID, that's not true. He had a dishonorable or honorable discharge. So who knows? Who fucking knows?
No,
Who
we
cares?
know, we know.
We don't. I'm
We do
telling
know.
you.
There's no conspiracy here. That guy made up fake emails. When I see that, I'm like, oh, okay, you're a liar, right?
But you're going based off your buddy's video.
I'm not going off my buddy's video. He's got that guy.
Yeah,
Ryan,
spell check.
Ryan,
You guys know what we're talking about?
I know of it, but I'm not following the story.
In front of the Trump hotel, he blew something up.
He
I
right?
think
blew
it
a
happened
Tesla
within the last
truck
few
up,
days, and I've
but
been
nobody got,
away.
nobody got
Truck.
hurt. But then
Right.
on Sean Ryan, he had this other intelligence guy on there who's like, I got this email from him. And I was listening to it, taking my kids to Monster Jam. They passed out. I'm like, thank God I can put on my shit.
Yeah,
take
yeah.
off fucking the bullshit.
Yeah,
pop
I do that
music.
with my kid, yeah.
So then I put on that dark ass podcast, Sean Ryan, and he had this
Yeah.
intelligence guy on. And he goes, he sent me an email before he did this. So I'm not watching it. I'm listening to it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. He's talking about how China has submarines off the coast and these drones are China and they have us in checkmate. And I'm like so stressed. I'm like, oh my God, we're fucked. I'm at Monster Jam all freaked out like a terrorist attack's going to happen.
Is it hyper conspiratorial or is it legitimate?
There's no reason this guy would know.
We
that,
don't know. But he's in the special forces.
Yeah, but that's it.
I still don't think.
Didn't the guy in New Orleans was also a former military guy, like
Yeah,
a
but
proper
yeah.
military
That guy was an actual terrorist who was compromised by ISIS. He had an ISIS flag. He went and
yeah.
visited Cairo. He visited Egypt.
Yeah,
Like, he was an
but he was
issue.
former U.S. military, no?
Both of them are, but this guy, right? They're saying with his competence and his experience in the military, if he wanted to do damage, he would have done it.
Yeah.
He did it at the Trump hotel to gain attention, saying
He
how
didn't
we're
want to
going
kill
World War
anybody.
III.
It was his
He
form
just
of
wanted-
protest.
Yeah, and he was
Did
trying
he
to get-
die, or is he in custody?
he died.
He shot
died.
himself.
Oh, he shot himself.
But 7
Yeah,
people were
so
injured.
hold on, so they think he shot himself. So the DNA that they have doesn't match his son's DNA. So what Sean Ryan was saying, but they didn't have this information. They're like, we think he chose a Tesla, because right, you choose a Tesla truck, and the email
What's
goes,
Musk?
He's like, I'm being followed. They're following, so he's all paranoid about stuff. I'm like, hold on, you're paranoid. You're being followed. Yet you rent the most followable car, most tracked car in the world
Bubba,
that anybody can track.
When he said they're followed, that's from an email. That's been debunked, Bubba. He left a suicide note and they know that that's a suicide note.
But isn't the
all that
protest
stuff I've
part of-
followed? That was that guy, and it turns out
He
it's
made it all
bullshit.
up?
Yes.
Could he be protesting how ugly Cybertrucks are? Is that possible?
He wasn't saying that.
But I thought he blew himself up because he had to stop 8 times in charge. That fucking
That's
thing.
possible. too.
No, I mean, I assumed it was a Musk-Trump protest thing, right?
He said something.
He was doing. They think the Sean Ryan. Who knows?
It's
but-
just a coincidence that he was driving
No,
them?
he was doing it there to gain the most attention. 'cause
Oh,
he
okay.
He didn't want to hurt anybody, but he knew if he
Okay.
did it there,
Yeah.
it would bring the most
In front of a
attention.
Trump
He said
building.
something.
He didn't hurt
He
anybody.
said something that I thought was really poignant.
Who said that?
This guy in the suicide note. He said.
Bring up the suicide note, Chin,
He
because
said he talked about the lives he had
fake
taken.
news over here.
No,
He said death to Jews.
He talked about the no. He said about the lives he had taken. He goes, "This is relief for the lives I've taken," and I think a lot of these guys who spent that much time in country, they did a lot of shit, and it's really hard to live that down. It just is. It just is, man.
This was not a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
I just read
No,
that.
this is not terrible. The one in New Orleans was.
The only
He says to
connection
cleanse
they
his
found
mind.
is they both
See,
used Turo.
watch. It says this. Watch.
And they both went to Fort Bragg, but they're like 60,000 troops coming.
Right. That's
So-
that's more
So
of
he
a
says, what
coincidence.
better way to get my point across than a stunt with fireworks and explosives? What was his point?
So I think his
I still
point
don't
was we gotta
understand what the
wake up.
point was.
We gotta
Maybe he
wake
just
up
wanted to
and
get
be-
on a fighter in the kid. You ever think of that?
That might have been it.
No,
we're
what?
living.
We're back.
Feckless
Yeah,
lives.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're living feckless
So he said,
lives.
this is not a terrorist attack. It was a wake-up call. Americans only pay attention to spectacles and violence. What better way to get my point across than a stunt with fireworks and explosives? He's only 37.
Yeah.
But it
You don't
sounds
know?
it sounds like
Why-
that Ted
why-
Kaczynski
Why don't I do it
thing.
now? Why
Also,
do I do it
yeah.
now? I needed time to cleanse my mind of the brothers I've lost and relieve myself of the burden of the lives I took. And, that makes sense to me.
What's
We're
also
being
weird
led by
though is that he wrote it in a notes app, so
What's weird
spell
is just-
check and stuff. Maybe some of those words weren't supposed to be there. You don't know.
That's what's so when I was listening to Sean Ryan thing, I'm like, this is crazy. Go home, get back, watch the shows with wifey, and then she goes upstairs. I'm like, I'm just gonna stay down. I gotta do some research. So then I watch the video, and he's like, this is the email I got, and the email has all this spell check, all the redlining and the highlight. Like,
Yeah.
if I send you an email, even if my grammar's fucking atrocious,
Yeah, so what?
your email's not gonna show the spell checks.
No.
It's gonna show it if it's the original creator.
Right.
So when he showed it, it had all the spell check things on it. So I was like, well, you weren't sent that email.
Weird.
Because if you're sending
Yeah.
an email, it's not, even if the grammar is awful, it doesn't highlight that.
Let's take a little break, man.
Can we, dude?
I wish I could find it. I want a cereal like for adults that doesn't have any sugar but a ton of protein. Like I want something like with 13 grams of protein.
Talking about like when you were a kid and you loved eating cereal, but then we grow up and we're like, hey, man,
Yeah.
this cereal has a ton of sugar.
Yeah, but I want something with
And there's
like
no
flavors
protein.
like marshmallow or chocolate peanut butter or dark chocolate. That's what, but in a cereal with no sugar.
Dude, you're talking about Magic Spoon, baby. Magic Spoon has turned their super popular cereal into high protein treats that are light, crispy, taste just like the classic crunchy cereal bars. All right, Magic Spoon's treats are so delicious and have already become my favorite before or after the
Well, you
gym
described
snack.
it as nice, and when you say that, that's how you describe apple pie.
Yep.
So that means you like
It's
it.
nice, dude. Cereal, every serving of Magic Spoon, high protein cereal has crazy macros, 13 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar. I repeat,
Pretty good.
0 grams of sugar. It tastes great, dude. 4 grams net carbs. They come in so many great flavors like cocoa and cinnamon roll. All right. Treats. Magic Spoon got you covered. Magic Spoon's high protein treats are crispy, crunchy, airy, easy way to get 12 grams of protein on the go. All right. They come
I
in
can get it off
mouth-watering
Amazon?
flavors. Yep. Marshmallow, chocolate, peanut butter, dark chocolate.
All right.
Get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/fighter or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon, super easy, or in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/fighter for $5 off.
What I'm disturbed by is that Callan just said, this makes sense to me.
in a way that he's going to go out and kill
I think
people.
a lot of guys. No, I think
No,
a
he's
lot
going
of
to chalk
guys.
it up PTSD and
Yeah,
this
a lot
guy's
of
run
guys- a
off,
lot of
which
guys-
it's that I don't know.
Suicide rate among special forces.
And also maybe there's some mental illness here,
The-
you know?
the
mixed in with
suicide
all
rate
this.
among
I
the
don't know.
special operations community is
High, right?
Is high.
Right. As a
It's
percentage.
ridiculously
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
And among veterans, but especially combat veterans, it's
Yeah.
very high. And I think there are a lot of reasons for that. A lot of it is.
I'm surprised more comedians don't end up like this.
Sounds like you're trying to encourage somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, but a lot of those guys just come out of it.
But isn't it? Is it a coincidence? Do we believe in coincidence that this happened the same day the New Orleans guy happened? They're both former soldiers,
Yeah.
both from Fort Bragg.
Yes.
Well, there's also that
Nothing-
weird
nothing weird
mathematical.
there. Brian's like, yeah, man. Lots of
Isn't it?
ETFs
By the way,
here.
though, there's like this weird
January
thing.
1.
But
If
what
there's
would be the
15 people in a room,
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
But
Yeah, I agree with you.
what
if
you
there's
say?
15 people in a room, there's like an 80% chance that you share a birthday. So sometimes there's just weird mathematical
Yes.
Well,
coincidences.
yeah.
People are so desperate for a conspiracy. Everybody wants something to be happening.
Yeah, but this is
Well,
part
that's
of
because some of them do come true. But
Like what?
well, how about the shooter on Trump? What do you know about him? What do we know? There's nothing
I don't-
been
I-
revealed.
but wait.
What about the manifesto for the trans shooter in Nashville?
The shooter on Trump was obviously a
what?
disturbed young man.
I mean, that you could say
And
about
was
all
able
these
to
people.
pull all that off?
Sure.
Okay.
I was
What do you
trying
think
to
was,
write
like,
a
planned
joke.
by who? By the Democrats?
You think he did all that by himself?
Of course he did.
And the cops were alerted 30 minutes prior to him. And
you know what it comes down to?
Incompetence.
It comes down to total incompetence, and also when they trade their shift. What's shocking, and my buddy was talking about this, is how unorganized a lot of times these things are.
Well, look at what happened with Louis Mangione. Everyone assumed it was some hired killer
I
with
know.
some elaborate plan.
Yeah.
Just some jerk off. Like there was
know.
no.
It was a kid with irritable bowel
Yeah, it's
syndrome.
so ridiculous because people immediately jump to, oh, it's Jason Bourne. It's
know.
some
Yeah.
because we're all programmed to think it's got to be a hired killer, and
think-
it's
I
not.
think
You talking about the healthcare guy?
Yeah, just some
The
schmuck.
truth is
That's a
always
little
so-
different than the guys on the streets of New York and he walks up and shoots.
I'm just
than
saying that
the
the-
fucking sitting president of the
so
United
Bubba-
States.
the leap
Yeah,
to
yeah.
thinking a grander conspiracy
special
is innate
So
with
just
people.
so you know, part of the truth, the truth is usually so unsexy.
Yeah.
But like, so for one of the things that they do deliberately, so with this Mangione guy, the conversation they have is this. They say, this kid's going to be writing manifestos. He's going to be writing stuff. He's got his manifesto and he's going to be writing.
It's like Kaczynski.
And they always
That was
say,
his hero,
and
yeah.
one of the things,
Yeah, his hero, right?
one of the things in the prisons and among law enforcement is to say, do we let him put these things out? And the answer is usually no. And the reason
'Cause
they
it
say no,
encourages more kids?
exactly. And so a lot of times, if this kid had some fucking long manifesto, there is a very unsexy reason they don't let it out there because they don't want it inspiring copycats.
They don't want copycats.
And
Yeah,
that's a
but this
real-
one did because
that's a
every
real
girl wants to
thing.
fuck the guy, and now
Yes.
everyone's like, "Oh, go kill a fucking
Yes.
head of a company,"
Yes.
and now girls are going to want to
Yeah,
fuck
it's
you.
hard to
But
bang
that's
when you're
a
locked
very
up,
real
though.
thing that they
Well,
have
you
conversations.
do, but just a different kind of one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But from a comedic perspective, the people on the news kept calling this kid a coward. I was a coward. When the fuck is the last time you looked up the word coward? Kid's 20 years old. He sneaks an AR-15 past the Secret Service, climbs up on a roof that was too steep for the Secret Service, and then bangs out the most well-known guy on planet Earth.
And missed.
Your mother's a coward.
And missed, and killed somebody else.
No, listen, it's terrible.
Not
I'm not
exactly.
saying he
Not-
wasn't out of his mind.
That's
I'm
right.
saying coward is not the right word for the kid.
not-
the only
a
and the
professional.
only repercussion was the FBI director gets fired. She
Yeah.
it was too steep of a
Yeah, the Secret Service. The Secret Service.
Secret Service. She was like, it was
Yeah.
too
That's
steep.
what
of
I mean. And did you see?
But then the
Come on.
Secret Service guy went, no, it's not.
I know.
Yeah.
Did
What
you
are you
see
talking
fired?
about?
Did you see
Yeah,
the
yeah.
DEI? All that hiring.
The DEI?
They hire,
All that stuff's gone.
hire women.
This-
and you see what happened.
Walmart
Did you see
rolled it
that?
back. It's all moving in the other
Ford
direction.
moved it
Do you
back.
see, do you see
Yeah.
the woman like this?
Yeah.
Like you're not inoculated to the stress of combat, sister. Get out of here.
But that's not even a female male thing.
No.
If a dude was doing, I'm like, what the
Get the
fuck's
fuck
this
outta
cock
here.
doing?
Yeah.
You're supposed to jump on top of the president,
That's
not
right.
run behind him.
On top of which you're a foot under because, whatever. I mean, you're
Huge.
just literally short.
Kennedy-
You got to be able to shield
Yeah,
the dude.
Tim
It's like, I don't
Kennedy-
need a 120-pound girl.
Tim Kennedy broke it down. He goes, look at these guys. They're scanning the crowd. Anybody out of sorts is getting popped. These guys are fucking
Right,
pros. You're
right,
trained
right,
for that.
right.
This girl's like this. She's hiding behind the target. Hey, I don't blame her. And by the way,
I do blame her. Yeah, but you're not
the
fucking doing
I'm
this.
saying, get the fuck out of there. You don't belong there.
But that's what it
You're
takes
doing
for.
what I-
But that's what it takes for even the woke go. Oh,
Yeah,
too much.
yeah,
Too much?
yeah.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Too
too
much?
much, bitch.
Yeah.
You're not there.
Yeah.
That's not you. If
That's
I-
your lefty politicians, Ralph.
Well, if I have a bunch of women, with all due respect, around me as a protection detail, and the Israelis use them, and they're very good, very fucking good.
If they're good, they're good. Yeah, I mean,
I
don't
want
give a fuck.
guys.
They're
I want
badasses.
guys that have been proven to be able to react in very
Yeah.
dangerous situations.
yeah.
And
Also, in Israel, they see a lot more action.
oh yeah,
Also, but if
those
I'm
commandos
Trump,
out
I'm
there-
looking around going, I'm tougher than all these people. This is
yeah. Trump.
I'm bigger and tougher than all you. That's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah.
How old are you?
Yeah.
What are we
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, you're
This is
5'2".
who's gonna protect me.
You're 5'2".
I'm the most
Who you
hated man in
protect?
America.
My head's 4 feet above you.
he goes. I was embarrassed that I went down. He was like, I had to come back up. I love the guy. Fight. How do you not? They try to destroy him legally. They try to destroy him with bullets. They try to do everything, and the guy's still like, "Fuck you."
Fuck
How
you.
about I win?
Going back to Tim Kennedy, what was interesting about him is, all the special forces guys. That guy was a Green Beret who blew
He's
up
an
the
MMA
Tesla.
special forces
Yeah.
guy, Tim K.
Yeah, Tim K's a stud. But Tim was like, hey, does anybody know this guy, Matthew, blah, blah, blah? And then someone goes, bro, you do. And Tim shot a TV show with him.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Tim's like, oh, that's right.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, Tim shot a show with him. He's like, oh, that's right. We shot a show together.
Yeah.
15
God damn.
Yep. There you go.
I just find it, I don't know. It's all
Yeah.
weird. It's all fucking weird.
Well,
And the answer to the DNA thing, where like the DNA doesn't match up with the kid, it's like, oh well, maybe his wife fucked somebody else. He found out, and
Yeah.
now he's already having issues.
that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And now he's batshit
But,
crazy.
by the way,
and
that's
that ISIS guy, he was having marital issues. You know, he's just a fucking.
I mean, generally, there's always other stressors, I imagine,
Yeah,
for any
I would
one of these
assume.
and
things.
special force guys like that are gone for literally sometimes 300 days a year. So guess what? There's a lot of that goes on.
yeah, but I don't think it's fair to do that to special forces community. Like, there's a lot of them that are straight badasses.
Oh, this guy was a badass. I'm just saying that.
Well, yeah, but he-
All of them
crazy.
are. It's just more psychological pressure they're under than the average person.
It's very possible he went like this. He comes back and he goes, that's my child. I love my child. It's not my real child. My marriage just went.
Yeah, of course
south."
it's possible.
He's dealing with killing people. He's dealing with whatever he's the demons.
3 of those things happened to Brian.
I didn't follow.
It's not my kid. I'm not the real father.
What is the conspiracy?
DNA
Is that a DNA test?
What is the
Your kid.
conspiracy theory about that guy? Like that? What was the real reason that he did it?
They're saying, I don't know why he would do it, but they're saying he put in already a dead body that was, and the reason he selected a Tesla is because it can manually drive itself up to the Trump Tower, and then he detonated.
Which it can't.
Oh, so that he's still alive somewhere else?
Yes.
It actually
Oh,
can't.
okay.
It can't.
No, you can.
No, it doesn't, because what it'll do is it'll stop. What it does is if
If your
somebody's
hands aren't on the wheel.
Yeah.
But you can.
You could tape the dead
do all
hands.
that. You
Could
can
he
put the
tape the dead
People
guy's
have done
hands?
this
Tracks
before.
eye movement now, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I
it
read the
does.
new
It tracks
update.
eye
You have to be looking forward.
Yeah, because when my eye's not there, it just goes, "Hey, fuck face," so. Because I'm looking down, so it
got
has
the
to read
wonky
your
eye
eyes.
too, yeah.
Yeah, it has, and I have a wonky eye.
Yeah.
I have a lazy eye.
So
This guy's
it's
got
not
a
for you.
wandering
I got a
eye.
wandering eye and a lazy eye.
He's like, it's not working for me. Tesla's like,
Yeah.
I'm suing.
it's your eye.
Yeah, guy's got 20/10 vision. You're going to get found out for who you are. Guy's falling apart.
Yeah,
Yeah, but some people think he's still alive, used a already dead body. But then again, Sean Ryan and those guys
so
didn't
he
know
killed
that.
somebody.
Who knows? Sean Ryan and those guys didn't have this information at the time. There's video of him pulling up, whoever it is, and you can see the head movement. Because like he shot himself with a Desert Eagle.
Oy.
And they're like the body was already dead, but you can see somebody's moving in that motherfucker. I don't know.
44 caliber Desert Eagle.
That's a big gun.
The biggest.
For City Boy, that's
Yes.
a fucking gun.
I know what it is. It's
That-
fucking
no,
Dirty
I-
Harry's thing, isn't it?
Well,
It's made by
Desert
the-
Eagle
it's-
is semi-auto.
It's an
but
Israeli-made handgun. I've shot one.
Dirty Harry
We
uses
get
a
it, Dov.
revolver.
I'm an effeminate man. We get it.
Yeah.
It's a heavy, ridiculous gun.
Oh, yeah.
But it's smart to use if you want to make sure you don't shoot
You want,
yourself.
yeah.
Because you don't want
Desert
to
Eagle.
be that guy, where life is tough and then you shoot yourself and then you're
Wasn't it
you
Dirty
wake up in
Harry?
the bed.
Wasn't that Dirty Harry's gun? Or am I
No
crazy?
that
teeth on the
guy.
side of your mouth.
I think that was Dirty
My
Harry's
mother's
gun.
friend planned her own suicide a year in advance and then had my mother show up the day after the suicide to collect her cat.
Is that true?
Yeah, let's move on to some other stuff. Yeah, no, it's totally
It's really feel good stuff you got there, Dov.
No, it's
You'd
totally
have
true.
to ask Sam Tripoli the conspiracy behind it.
No, I'm
course I
sure.
would.
Do you know that there's at least 6 times in modern history where a batshit crazy conspiracy theory was proven real?
There's a lot that
Yeah, like
Yeah.
during Prohibition, the government was poisoning alcohol.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. Like it seemed crazy at the time.
Right, but relative to the number of conspiracy
Well, now
theories,
just 'cause of
very
the
few of them
information.
are.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then the internet isn't helping. I mean, if anybody ever had a... Yeah, but what's that gang stalking shit? People that are convinced that choppers are following them and that the lizard people are there. They find a community of 5,000 like-minded people that also believe that,
That's
and
right.
suddenly they're no longer crazy.
that's what makes the
Because
internet
there's a whole
great.
community.
That's the
exactly-
internet.
Yeah, you
can
could
find
Google the
your
Earth is
subgroup.
shaped like anything, and there's a group of people that believe it.
Yeah, as a heterosexual, I began to feel like the odd man out at Gas Digital.
Yeah, especially the part that you're a heterosexual. That's odd.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, man.
Yeah, you can find a group now, whatever you're into.
Whatever
before
you're
Before
into.
the internet, you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, before the internet, you're wandering around the streets looking for somebody else who likes to bang horses. Now you can find a whole forum.
There's a whole-
Every
with merch.
Yeah,
publication.
you got 10,000 followers. You're a big guy on Reddit. You like banging horses? I like banging horses. You're no longer unpopular. You walk around wanting to bang horses at a bar, at a local bar. You're going to be
Connected to a community.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
that guy who he got put in prison for life, but he found a guy, and the guy wanted him to kill him and eat his dick.
German guy, right?
Yeah, and eat his dick.
He wanted to be slaughtered.
He wanted to slaughter, but
Yes.
he wanted to eat his dick.
Yes. You know
Yeah,
who
and
else has
that's
that
what
fantasy?
they ate-
Hello.
They ate his
Fucking
dick
Ralphie
together.
boy.
That's what I'm saying.
They ate his cock.
But the
together.
judge was like, "How do you
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, the judge was like, "How do you even find?" He's like, "Oh, there's lots of us." He was like, "I'm just
That's
I'm just
incredible.
one of many, man."
No, but that's
Yeah,
incredible.
he. I think what did he do? He put an ad out looking for someone to slaughter, or he said, "I'm looking for someone to slaughter."
Do you imagine there's somebody that responded like, "Yeah, I'm looking to
Yeah,
get
the guy
killed."
was like,
I'm in, man.
A
Does February
computer
work?
I'm in.
technician, the computer program was like,
Oh, you don't say.
He's like, "I'm down to do it, but you have to eat my dick first."
victim,
To start with my dick.
Whoa.
victim of cannibal agreed to be eaten. Think about the Germans are. I mean,
It would have been funnier if he pushed back because he wasn't gay.
murdering, eating a voluntary victim. We found via the internet.
Damn, he only got 8.5 years for eating
Yeah.
dick and killing that guy.
Eat the victim
I
severed.
feel like that's
severed-
pretty loose.
Must have
After
been
amusing
a 1
the
year
victim,
per inch.
They jointly attempted to eat the victim's severed penis. Muse murdered his victim and proceeded to eat a large amount of his flesh.
Oh no, he got life. My bad.
I like his motive is sexual gratification. That's cool. That's
You know what's weird is that kid has a
Yeah.
mom and dad, and the mom and dad, the cops probably were like, "Hey, your son."
Yeah,
God. And
yeah.
like, oh
I don't
my
know how
God,
to.
How do you die?
Yeah, I don't know how to break this to
you
you.
see
Well, he
is-
actually,
Yeah.
he actually signed up for it.
Did you see that video just went viral where
Armand.
a mother finds in the kid's room head and feet of someone missing?
No.
The kid's 16, and the mother finds and reports it to
Yes.
the police. It just
No.
went viral.
Yep.
And they have to. The kid says, "Oh, your parents are upset about what happened." Because they probably found
Oh my
the head.
God,
That's crazy,
man.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that?
That just went viral like this week, where a 16-year-old killed someone.
19.
19, and put it in.
His mom's like throwing up. It was so awful. And the cop goes, "How you doing?" He goes, "You good?"
The kid's pretty chill.
And he goes,
Yeah.
"You you got something in your closet?" And he goes, "I have a human head and hands."
That's,
Do you know who it belongs to? Yeah, Glenn Warren or whatever. He goes,
And I killed him. Yeah.
yeah, I murdered him. And why'd you do that? Like a cop, you know. He's like, I wanted to see what it felt like to murder somebody. Oh, okay. Well, we have to take you.
we got to get you out of that.
But
But he was cool. He's like, "You mind sitting in the
bring
car?"
it
He's
down.
like, "Yeah, whatever."
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
okay.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to go well with you. You give birth to a complete fucking psycho.
Sometimes, you know,
I mean, holy
sometimes
shit.
the wires are all mixed up.
Oh,
Your
my
kid's
God.
fucking Jeffrey Dahmer, man.
Your kid is Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah,
You just killed
sometimes.
His dad
someone.
Yeah.
still loved the shit out of him.
Love the hell out of him. His
Man.
father loved him right to the end.
Yep.
I remember that documentary.
Yeah, his father loved
Yeah.
the fuck out of
Well,
him.
his father also had memories of that, like or fantasies of killing people.
His
That's
father
right. Yeah,
did?
his and it was
I
like,
didn't
hope it
know
doesn't
that.
Pass down to my kid. Yeah, because he admitted to there's tape of it. He was like, "I've had similar thoughts."
No wonder he had so much.
He was
empathy
there was
for
more
all that.
admiration of his kid
Yeah.
doing
He's
following
like, "The only
through.
difference is you're gay and you're going to hell."
Yeah.
I wonder. Like Robert Sapolsky seems to think that we're going to find mechanisms in the brain that we can then change.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Because there's no way that is some kind of a strange connection wire where
Sociopath.
killing people gets you off. So it's a sexual charge that they get.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with sorry, but nobody talks about this, but the psychological literature on men who dress in drag.
Right. And
they
also like
dress in drag,
Dove's
they get
rampant
off.
philia, same thing.
Exactly.
Rampant.
Rampant. Yeah.
pedophilia.
I'm all over the place with it.
He's got galloping pedophilia. It's called galloping.
Yeah, yeah. I have 3 cars.
But they're saying they're going to be able to fix it.
Robert Sapolsky is a behavioral scientist who says that they will eventually probably figure out in the brain
Yeah.
the wires that have been crossed or whatever it is, and they'll be able to because that.
he's hoping they
So you know how people have like you know how people have cravings, right? So they have cravings for
Not me,
food,
not me.
gambling. You know that Manjaro works on gambling cravings.
What's Manjaro?
Ozempic.
Oh.
So,
Oh yeah, they're saying that.
So it works on gambling, not just food, because it blocks the craving pathways.
The addiction pathways?
Yes. And so
Really?
yeah. And so
But I also think that that's going to show up as being there's a huge downside to Ozempic drugs that they don't know yet.
Like what? Getting skinny and
you know,
shit.
they've been using them a long time. They've been using them a long time.
I
Lose
know,
all your
but they've been
muscle.
using it for people that really needed it, not people that are just like, oh, I want to lose 10
I
pounds.
know.
Yeah, yeah,
So
But
that's
what
why
I'm
I
saying.
wonder.
And you don't realize, and you keep looking in the mirror and you keep losing weight, so you get that Skeletor
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
But they're
Yeah, but
using it for
what's the
people.
alternative?
Right.
being 600.
Yeah, listen, if you're
right?
500 pounds, no, then you
They
need it.
actually-
It's a
they
medical
actually are
reason.
saying-
Imagine being
overall-
600 pounds addicted to gambling.
Yeah.
You take this shot,
Yeah.
no
Take up
gambling.
your whole
and
life
you lose
clears up.
weight?
Yeah.
Sign me the fuck
Yep.
up.
Yeah, sign
All
me
you
up,
worry about
baby.
is you three making fun of me.
The only negative is you just crave eating penis after once you
There
lose
you
all
go.
the weight.
Not
That's it.
bad.
That's it. Not bad. Say a little break, man. You know what really saves you time is meal planning. When you
you
have
ain't
somewhere
lying.
you can go and get a healthy meal, especially by award-winning chefs. Okay, I'm talking about the chefs you see on TV in five-star kitchens.
You're talking about
right?
meals made from local and seasoned ingredients, sent fresh, not frozen, delivered directly to your door, all at a fraction of the cost and time.
Cookunity.com.
Yeah,
One word.
Cookunity is fantastic.
Cookunity.com/fighter. Enter code fighter at checkout for
50% off.
your first week. It's great.
It's easy, it's
food.
effortless. Choose from hundreds of meals prepared by award-winning chefs, or let them choose for you. Makes it easy, no cleanup or meal planning. Meals delivered fully cooked, just to heat it up as little as 5 minutes. All right, enjoy restaurant quality meals
Made
for
with
a
humanely
fraction of the
raised
price.
meat, organic ingredients when possible, plus fresh seasonal products.
Yep, get mouth-watering meals crafted with local ingredients by award-winning chefs right now. Go to cookunity.com/fighter or enter code fighter before checkout. You get 50% off your first week. That's 50% off your first week by using code fighter or going to cookunity.com/fighter. Go to cookunity.com/fighter or enter code fighter before checkout for 50% off your first week.
It does. It's also like the metadata says that Ozempic and stuff is overall probably saving lives because people are not eating as much.
Right.
So, a lot of times just restricting your calories is really what it's
But
about.
they're also saying, because what you were saying before, that psychology as a science is not as old as other sciences, biology, whatever. So we just don't know enough yet. And we may learn, if we just do a surgery and move this thing over here,
Yep.
then they no longer have whatever's wrong with them.
That's right.
But there's an interesting question around how do you police these things. There was a Cannibal Cop story. You remember that? Where
Cannibal Cop?
Cannibal Cop.
Sounds like a great movie.
They caught him
Yeah, I was just gonna say
online.
that.
New York City cop. They caught him online. He had plans with another guy to kidnap and eat a woman. But they ended up throwing him off the force, but they didn't end up being able to successfully prosecute the guy because he never did it. It was, in theory, a thought crime. If I have a fantasy and I communicate with you
It says
about
it right there. Look, thought crime's the case of the Cannibal Cop. Look at that. You
There you
nailed
go.
it.
Because
Yeah,
he didn't,
I'm not fucking
he
around.
didn't execute it.
he never
just
did it.
Thought about
so
it.
is it a crime? It's literally
Wasn't that
it's-
Vanilla Sky's whole premise, the movie?
Well, and there was another movie too, but this happened to a New York City cop, and so what I'm asking is whether or
what
not
do
we
you do
know
with
the
it?
wiring is there.
Yeah.
When is the law broken? In this case,
Well, it's the same. It's the same with like terrorists, right? When they're like, these kids showed signs. He was on
Yeah.
the watch list, and the FBI's going, "What do you want us to do?"
Yeah, right.
Like, yeah, he bought an
Right,
ISIS
right.
flag. Should we just
Right.
arrest him now? Like,
yeah, no, I mean
My
it's
thought
a
is,
fascinating
yeah.
question. You want to pull him off the street, but if we pull him off, how long do we keep him locked away for? What does it look like constitutionally? What does that say about your right to have a fantasy? It's like how far along the line to actually kidnapping the chick and cooking her were you?
Yep.
And
It's I think
pretty worrisome.
Some people have
Definitely not
very-
kick him off the
yeah.
force.
correct. They have you got to. You can't have him walking around with a gun.
Can't have it on
But some
No.
people have these fucked up fantasies, but it's a dicey situation because
Some people just jerking off.
that's right. I mean,
Yeah.
Some people.
I mean, there
This
are
guy-
a lot of people that have these crazy fantasies, and
That's what the case is about. It's like, can we arrest you
can't
for
really
a thought
arrest somebody
crime?
for thought crime. You can't.
That's right.
can't.
But
And
then
so
the question
if
is, you
you're
have to wait
wired-
till someone acts, and then it might be too late. So you got to, it's a delicate balance.
That's what
Chance
makes
you
it
take
so
in a free
controversial
society.
in a
Chance
free
you take.
society.
Because our artists come up with weird shit. I mean, you're always thinking you have to verge into the perverse. You have to verge into the obscene. You have to verge into the horror. The same way you have to verge. If you
an
want to be,
artist?
if you're a writer. just
But then
look
the
at
argument
great
always
authors.
is, whenever you hear about these people killing people, it's like, all the signs
There's
were
all these
there,
signs.
and no one did
Yeah.
anything. So you could argue
Because
both
they
sides
can't-
of that.
they can't arrest
Right.
you
Yeah,
for a
but
thought crime.
Nabokov, one of the greatest writers of all time, wrote Lolita, which was about a pedophile who loved 9-year-old girls, but they
Dove.
were nymphettes. You can't arrest a guy for writing an amazing book. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Yeah, no, it's when does it become a crime and when is it a fantasy?
I mean, if your
and where's
Google
that
search
line?
history is all pedophilia,
Yeah. Well, see that then they'll talk
that is
away.
illegal.
Well,
oh, that is illegal?
see, that is illegal
Yeah.
because if you
Yeah,
have
yeah, if
that,
you have-
or if you have any porn
Yeah,
on there,
that's
they'll,
illegal.
They'll get you.
Yeah.
But then how's
Yeah.
it not?
Well, then
related
why
to
is this
'Cause
different?
Couldn't you just be like,
Because I'm
"Oh, not
buying
doing
something,
anything." No.
I'm contributing
Yes,
towards the
yes.
delinquency and abuse of a minor.
Yes.
If I'm an adult that has a fantasy and I'm communicating with you about killing someone, we could be playing war games or whatever.
But can't
At
you
what
say-
point, if
couldn't
you have
you
a
argue that's the
child,
same thing,
it's
though?
abuse. Nah, if you have a kid that someone's, if this motherfucker's taking pictures of a child and I'm buying them from him, we're both scumbags and we
Yeah.
both deserve to be
All
locked
right, wait,
up.
so
We're both
if this
contributing.
guy's murdering people,
He's not murdering
I'm just using
anybody.
another example. He's murdering people, and I'm getting pictures of all the people he murdered because that's getting
You're
me
going to
off.
jail, yeah.
Isn't that also? Am I going to jail for
that's-
that?
that-
That's
You're
also
going to jail.
illegal, I
You're
think.
I think that's
It is?
illegal.
Yeah, I mean that's that.
Yeah, you go to jail.
I would imagine that's also
But
illegal.
no,
No.
I'm not. But let's just say that's what's getting me off is I look up recipes for eating
No,
people.
if it's on the news and you see a picture of Paul Castellano murdered and you jerk off, that's up to you. You're not hurting anybody. If you're buying pictures from him of an underage kid, you're a
that's-
fucking
yeah,
animal.
All right, that's what I'm saying. But what if your whole search history? It's a fun episode, by the way. About is all fucking recipes to eating people, and that's
you're
all
good.
it is.
You're good. You're fine.
I think you're good.
But it shouldn't be.
Well, with garlic,
You're right.
That's true. That's
That's
true.
a good point, right?
you're-
I'm not
Depends
saying
what
you
the
should
ingredients
be
are.
problem
As
free,
long
but
as you're
it's-
not eating whites, I think you're good.
Yeah,
those people are watched. They flag that kind
Right,
of shit
yeah.
all the time. Those people are watched.
Do they? I don't think they. We got
Yeah.
so many bigger issues
Oh no, they flag that stuff
for eating people.
There's all kinds of like divisions that will comb the internet.
Supposedly, by the way, human flesh tastes good based on
Tastes like pork.
what you like as what we register as tasty. Human flesh is
That's
supposed
why
to
they
be
used to
tasty.
call.
yeah,
don't
why
you get
wouldn't it?
sick?
Yeah.
That's why they used to call human flesh what?
I don't know.
Long pig.
Long pig. Oh,
Called
it-
long pig.
The long pig they used to call
long
it?
pig.
That's
Who
fascinating.
says
I did hear that.
Long
That's
pig
right.
is an old British expression that's always been used for
Long
for
pig.
human flesh. Yes.
And for the same name used for a lot of Dove's ex-girlfriends.
Yeah, what a diss. Long pig.
Macabre long.
Rob's
long pig.
harpooning me.
Long pig. Flesh used as food.
Human
dates
flesh
back from
used
the
as
mid 19th
food.
century.
Wow, look at that.
That's
How do
wild.
you know that? Like, how is that?
I've actually heard that term. When you said it, I remember hearing that.
I go on Cannibal.com sometimes. Let me explain.
He has some recipes that make sense.
Let
Well,
me
it's an expression
explain.
used in the language of cannibal people of southwestern Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
I had a friend who
Just the
grew up.
Heavy on the rim.
Just the rim.
A girl I knew that grew up in South Africa. It wasn't uncommon not that long ago to eat natives of South Africa.
That's not true.
Like
Hey, look at me. Ralph.
in the 1800s.
Ralph.
Yes.
Swear to God, it's not true.
Let's Google it.
You tell her.
He said 1800.
Not true.
1800s. Not that long ago.
We could eat native.
Where the Boers would eat the natives?
Not the Boers.
Humans.
People would
Oh,
eat
you're
other
talking about
people.
the tribes in South Africa
no,
that would
the
eat.
Boers are the people,
Oh,
the
okay.
whites who were there. They were the Dutch.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
Boers
like they
weren't.
keep calling whites boars
means-
and long pigs.
Boer means farmer
Oh.
in Dutch.
Cannibals of, I mean, I don't doubt that there were cannibals. Were there
They were
cannibals in
probably
the 1800s?
cannibals.
1864.
I put it in
Well,
South Africa, but
Yeah, in Kentucky.
Well, of course, there's cannibals, but he's saying would the Southern African whites eat
No.
the tribe?
The answer is no.
I bet that's been happening. I don't know if it's like
I'm sure there are some people
issue.
probably in South Africa.
Look, there's no meat that tastes better than human flesh. Look at that.
Well, that's from the cannibal. Yeah.
In cannibalism in Africa, they were at reported various parts of the continent ranging from until the 21st century.
All right. Well,
that's
look at that.
Well, the Native
Yeah.
Americans, they had certain kind of cannibalistic tribes. The tribes people have always eaten people.
well. Listen,
Don't you
Yeah.
get sick?
Yes, you get, so in Papua New Guinea, you want to hear something crazy?
pronounce that one more
In
time.
Papua New Guinea, listen to this. So they do two things.
Wait, does this mean I was right, by the way? I think
Some
this means I was
tribes-
right.
Some tribes will roast and eat their dead relatives. So if your
Yes.
grandmother died, you
But
roast
they leave it out and
Yes.
it like becomes
No,
a gel.
That's when it. No, but
This is
that's
the
when they
worst.
got sick.
This is the worst.
But that's when they got sick.
That's when they went crazy.
let
Yeah, but I could eat
they
you
let
without
the-
getting
from the
sick.
brain, right?
Yes, so
Yes.
they let the body putrefy.
It gets all
on
jelly.
slats.
Ugh.
It
Ugh.
drips into buckets
No,
and you
it's
dip your
incredibly
sweet potatoes in
disgusting.
that.
It's incredibly disgusting, but that's distinct from it makes you sick. It doesn't. You can eat a person and be okay.
It's 'cause
You
they
just
were
can't do
doing
that
it-
with it.
You can
They were
eat
doing
their
like
flesh.
alligator.
You don't
Right,
wanna
they're
eat their
fresh.
They were
central
doing
nerves.
like alligators.
Yes.
They're letting it rot and then dipping
Yes.
their bread
Oh.
in it.
Yes.
Yes. But if
No.
you just get a nice fillet of that hammy,
No, you're
Yeah.
good. You're good to go. What are you talking about? You could eat, as long as you're eating muscle. I wouldn't eat the nervous system of a pig either.
The backstrap?
I like a long pig steak.
backstrap,
A man
baby?
can't have a long pig around here.
Yeah, do me a favor. You can eat my backstrap. Let it hang for
Yeah.
at least 3 weeks.
No,
that's got
sweet.
that's
Oh,
a
yeah,
dry.
it's
You
good.
gotta
Long.
pound it.
You got to pound
It's
it.
too, you can't chew through that.
That's a midnight long pig. That's a
bull
good
meat. That's
That's
bull
a
meat.
late night long pig.
Pull me nuts, Brian Callen, long pig.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people eat horse, which I always found
Yeah.
weird.
I went out with a
in
Kazakh girl.
Dagestan, they,
I went out with a girl
I've eaten
in
horse-
Kazakhstan.
I've eaten
Oh, you
horse.
have?
I had bear.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yep.
beer has to be well
Yeah, in
done,
Estonia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, had bear.
though. You had horse, Dove?
No, I went out with
I
a
have.
chick from Kazakhstan who
They eat
asked me
horse.
if I had ever eaten horse, and it was.
You sure she didn't say
I couldn't
horse?
stop thinking about. Yeah, exactly. No, animal. She had asked me, and I just couldn't.
Isn't it weird? To us,
she
it's
grew
like-
up eating
Horses
it.
are indigenous to Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
You've been in Kazakhstan, and where's Hamzat from? Is it Kazakhstan?
That's from Chechnya.
No, not Hamzat.
Oh! I know who you're talking about. He just
Makachev?
fought and looked human
No.
against
Oh,
the
Shaf-
Irish kid.
Shafkov.
Shavkat.
Shavkat. He goes, yeah, I ride horse is my favorite animal. And then I also
Shavkat.
eat my
Yeah.
entire diet's based off
yeah.
horse.
He's from
Wow.
Kyrgyzstan, isn't he?
Yeah, but that's the Asian steppe, and his lineage
Kazakh.
goes
He's Kazakh.
right to.
He's from Kazakhstan.
His lineage goes right back to the great Mongols.
Mongols,
the great,
Wow.
the great.
They're studs. These guys are studs.
They were born. I mean, on the Asian steppe. Who was Genghis Khan? Genghis Khan. Those kids grow up. Those warriors grow up. They were so good from horseback with bow and arrow that they would learn to shoot while all four of the horse's hooves were in the air for greater accuracy.
Christ.
Well, they also had the
Yeah.
stirrup. They also, I believe, look this up, invented the stirrup.
Because aren't they the
which
first
changed
ones
war-
to tame the horse, to
it
ride
changed-
them? That's what changed the game.
yes, but that's the other thing. But what was the other advantage they have in the desert?
Big
Drink
cocks.
the horse blood.
Sounds good.
Drink the horse's
They drink
blood.
the
horse's
horse's blood
blood.
so they go longer.
That's
What's
right.
up,
Drink the
Ed?
horse's blood.
Did you say, Brian, that you did eat horse?
There it is. Yes, I've eaten horse. It's rather delicious.
Origin
In
of the
France,
stirrups,
in
the
France.
Asian steppe.
The French
Sure.
eat horse
Yeah.
all the time.
It was good, B?
That's great.
I heard it's good. I heard it's like it's
And what you do is you take it and you
like
dry
wild
it.
game.
You dry it.
I don't like dry meat.
But the horse meat's great.
Is it better than long pig or?
It's not as good.
Not as good as long pig.
It's not a
I ate raw whale once. That was weird in Iceland.
that's
Did
weird.
you? In
Yeah.
Iceland?
Blubber?
Yeah.
That was it was some. It wasn't. It's not illegal. But there, they just serve it there.
Beautiful women.
Yeah, it was gross. Yeah, Iceland's wild. Iceland's great.
Yeah.
He doesn't like to travel.
I'm with Dov.
I want no part of it.
I love to
I
travel.
stay out of the airports.
Yeah,
I
me
get in
too.
my car.
Same. Hate
I hate
traveling.
it. I hate
Fuck you.
I love my car.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah, my
Wow.
mother went to
cruise around.
my mother went to Italy first class trip. She speaks Italian, but
Yeah.
she goes there. She goes to Florence, and I said, "How was it? Stay at this really nice hotel." She goes, nowadays,
It's all the same.
when you're in New York or you're in LA, or you can get food that's just as good. It's nice scenery. After a while, it's like shops, different
Yeah,
language.
yeah,
but
yeah.
You get it. You can.
Well, that's
get
why I
it.
prefer not to go to big cities. I'd rather go to things off the beaten path that it's not.
You've been to a bunch.
city.
You've been running in a bunch.
I
of
ran
been
in
all over the
10
world.
different countries,
What
ran half
countries?
marathons.
Yeah.
Like in Iceland and Portugal, in Ireland and Scotland. And
favorite city. Favorite.
I'm weird. I'm not a superlatives person. I don't have fucking favorite anything. I don't have a favorite song, favorite color. I just like new experiences.
Yeah, like with people. You're that way with people.
Yeah.
Well, and,
You walk into a bar and you go,
and
"Oh,
also
look at all
with
these attractive
genders, because he's
Gender.
not just into gals.
I'll do anything.
That's
I'm
right.
open.
Yeah, he likes new experiences. Oh, the long
Yeah,
pig
all
Jack,
the
they
long
call
pig you
him.
can handle.
Likes a new experience. Yeah. Hey, he's been long pigged, but never eaten a human, just been long pigged.
Oh, long pig Jack.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Well, that's it.
It'd be funny if we just ended the podcast with total silence.
That would have been a good way to do it.
Like the way The Sopranos, they just turn it off.
They just shut it down.
Yeah. You a football fan? You don't watch?
I'm not a sports guy at all. There's no
Say you
sport I
don't watch
follow.
any sports, dude.
I'm a puss. I get it.
Are we gonna get a Crawford Canelo situation?
I mean, so it sounds like it's getting done.
I mean, I don't know.
I feel like rough fight for Canelo. Yeah.
Rough fight for Canelo.
He's a lot. He's a lot.
Listen,
bigger
you
than
saw
Crawford.
Crawford against that Russian. He looked very human,
Look human.
and all he did was move up to 54. Canelo's been campaigning as high as 75. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's used to that weight. I don't see it
hits at
going.
that weight,
I don't
too.
see it as tough as the average. For Crawford, I don't. I see Crawford losing that fight.
Yeah. That's
Could he
that's
do it? Sure, he
It's a
could do
lot
it.
to ask of Crawford.
Listen,
He
he
doesn't
just
have
got
the
it. That Russian dude that he fought.
What
he
weight
did
class
not
is-
look
what
like
weight
a
class
world
is this?
beater against his last opponent,
No.
Crawford. And now you're going to move up 2 weight
Who was
classes
that
to fight the
Russian kid? I
king
didn't
at
see that.
75.
That Russian kid was a killer, huh?
That Russian kid was a herky-jerky, awkward fighter who's real tough and only had 11 professional fights, by the way.
It did make a lot
Made
of-
Crawford
it did
look
make a lot of
straight human.
sense. Yeah.
What weight class
He
is
wanted
this?
the belt. He wanted the
He
54
was
belt.
at 54.
Dove?
Well,
What weight class is this?
Well, Crawford, is at 47, but they're
Okay.
talking about he's talking about jumping 2 weight classes. Canelo, I guess, would come down 1 weight class, but anyway.
It's a
Wow.
lot, right?
Yeah.
It'd be great for the sport.
Oh, it'd be a lot of
do it.
fun for the sport.
you think-
Canelo's also getting a lot older too, though. You know,
He's older, no doubt. No,
You-
they're both
you-
getting older.
You think Usyk is the best fighter to, like, put
Usyk is an all-time heavyweight at this point.
All-time great. Yeah.
All-time.
All-time great.
Unbelievable.
He's an all-time heavyweight, and by the way, I think in the amateurs he was 75. Then he had the crown at 96 cruiserweight,
Yep.
and then that motherfucker cleared out heavyweight, and he's a small dude.
Yep.
220 tops.
He's a small dude, man, and some of that is like just muscle weight he put on like Holyfield.
Dov, how do you feel about, like, have you heard Conor McGregor and Logan Paul are fighting?
Yeah, I mean,
India,
I don't know.
250 mil each.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, I heard that. I mean, I heard it's a
happening in
rumor.
April.
What
It's happening.
in
It's
India?
boxing, though, right? It's got to be boxing.
Yeah,
only.
I don't know. Listen, we could talk about the value of money. After a while, the incremental value, the first million, the first whatever, excellent. I can send my kid to school. I'm safe. I can get
After that.
After that, it's just a story. There's no incremental value after
Their lives
that.
don't change.
The
Especially
utility
those
value of dollars collapsed. People are real confused by this. Once you have enough to do some cool shit and get away, and you're not oppressed by the bills and the man, the white man. No, but once that's the case, the incremental value of money. Warren Buffett. There's no change in life if you make another billion. It's just he loves the business. He loves doing
loves the
the
hustle.
thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's like figuring out a puzzle or something.
Yeah, it's a
so
game.
after a while, it's just a game. I can still, I still have to work for money, but
I think it's
if you don't.
the reason why I'm like, all right, I'm down with this is because
And India would be paying it, correct?
India's paying it because they want to
Because
become
it's a
a big
spectacle
hub.
and they want to be a tourist
their
hub.
first
What
one.
better way to let the world know that you're a good place to hang out than have something that gets 4 billion eyeballs?
there's-
And then
See
also,
what's wrong with Saudi.
but also think you want to compete with Saudi Arabia, who's become this pinnacle of boxing.
Yeah,
and sports.
yeah.
So they want to compete with that, but then also
It's keeping boxing alive, by the way. Fucking
Isn't- but
those
they're
guys
paying the
without
money.
oil money boxing.
yeah, it's slave money,
Yeah.
whatever. We're getting the matchups. we wanna
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
But why it's smart for the UFC is because the UFC is going to be heavily involved on the Conor side. They have
Right.
to be.
Oh, yeah, just
they're
like the
gonna be
Mayweather
involved-
fight.
Yes, just
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
they're gonna
Mayweather
make
fight.
money off that.
But then for the UFC, think about this. Connor's coming from all those allegations, lost in the civil court.
Yes.
It's damaged.
Yes.
It's damaged goods
Yes.
right now.
Well, the
Nothing
fans
makes-
walked
noth-
away from it.
Nothing makes all that go away for a fighter like announcing you have a fight.
No
so
doubt.
UFC's going, oh yeah, go do that.
Yeah.
Have people forget about all this bullshit,
Yeah, yeah.
and you still owe us 2 more fights.
Excellent.
So
Yeah, no.
go take the hit
Listen.
over there. Let them all go away.
It adds
and
up.
We'll fight you end of next year.
Oh, it makes
it's a
sense.
win-win for the UFC.
As someone who knows nothing about boxing,
No, but this
it just
isn't
seems,
just
but it just
about
seems like
boxing.
every big boxing fight is a spectacle fight now. It feels like when we watch Rocky fight
Drago?
Thunderlips.
Well, to
it
non-fans.
doesn't feel like a real fight. It's just to get
There
people
are
like me
real
to watch
fights,
it.
but you have to follow boxing in order to know when
Not at
they're
that
on.
magnitude, though. Not at the
No,
Tyson
not at that
magnitude,
magnitude.
or
Is
Is there
whatever.
anybody from
That's right.
Gervonta Davis, or is
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You've got the El Salvadorian kid. I'm losing his name right now. The one who beat the Russians. Funny, I haven't been following closely
Who beat
enough. But
Lomachenko?
yeah. I don't know why
What
I'm
about-
forgetting his name, but
Yeah.
he can go up a weight class. They're keeping him reasonably protected. Gervonta Davis hasn't fought killers.
No.
He has.
I'm not saying he's not a killer.
He's a
I'm saying-
killer, and he's
a killer
pay-per-view-
who's
he's a
not
pay-per-view
fighting killers.
star, but he has been.
So what better way to
Like the
protect
Ryan
your pay-per-view
Garcia
star?
fight for him, you're like, oof.
Yeah. I mean, of course he was going to win that fight. I was surprised Garcia beat Devin. Beat Devin
I
Haney.
mean, did work too.
Did work. Beat him up. He didn't
That
outpoint him. He
surprised
beat him
me.
up.
Yeah, beat him up.
How about the fuck is his name?
Brian's just going through random boxers.
That Joe Lewis didn't have it easy. that Joe Lewis. And I'll tell you something about Jack Johnson. They didn't even want him in the stadium. He had to go in the back. Had to come in the back.
Hey, that Tommy Morrison, is he fighting against?
AIDS?
Yeah,
was he
no,
begging
no.
guys, or was it another thing
no,
going
no.
on?
Brian trying
David
to
Benavidez.
Yeah, all right.
David
Times,
Benavidez. David Benavidez.
The monster, the Mexican
Yeah.
monster.
Yeah.
That nickname is not fake. That nickname is real. He's a monster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but to Canelo's point, he's like, hold on. You got to pay me $200 million to fight him. And everyone's like, oh, you're just ducking him. He's like, I'm not ducking him.
Yeah.
They
But
call him
you
the
want me
monster
to
for a
risk?
reason.
He's
Yeah,
this killer,
yeah.
young lion.
Yeah, young lion.
I'm the name.
Yeah.
I've done my work.
Yeah, you
I'm
can
one of the
ask
greatest of all time.
Yeah, yeah.
In order to fight him
The
and
leverage
ruin my
is all
legacy,
his.
I need 200 mil.
The leverage is all
Now
his.
the problem now is Saudi's gonna go, okay.
Yeah, they might actually.
Yeah,
the problem is they might ask
They
someone.
don't give a fuck.
Turkey might actually pay him.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's where he was like, I'm gonna throw
Yeah.
out this.
Initially, he's
ridiculous
like, I'm
number.
safe. I'm just going to ask for some crazy shit. And then there's some dude in Saudi Arabia going,
Okay.
you don't say. You don't
I'd
say.
like to see that fight. I have $50 billion.
Listen, yeah. No,
it's good and bad. Like it's
fun. It's
there's
something to
also
talk about.
my problem with being in India, being in Saudi Arabia. There's no atmosphere. There's no fan base. I don't know if you look at the crowds.
Right. They're quiet.
They don't give a fuck.
No, they're quiet.
Yeah.
They're there to see the sheik or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
There's
Like,
nothing.
like,
They almost look like they have to be there. They weren't like, I'll pay $500 for a ticket. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. They're like, the king says I need to be here.
Yes.
like a
That's
Corey
the bummer.
Feldman concert.
That's the bummer. That's the bummer. Like,
Have you
there's no
seen this
atmosphere
guy?
now.
You seen this Corey Feldman guy?
Oh, he's
What
lost his
happens in
mind.
fucking Hollywood if you stay there too long? If you hang out in those denizens
This
too
kid
long,
is out of his mind.
wacky ass.
But it's not just that. It's also not surrounding yourself with anyone that's being honest with you. Like he,
right, but that's easier to do
Yeah.
in Hollywood than
Yeah.
other
Yeah,
places.
because everyone's all wacky and like, no, he's being creative.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what?
Nobody
Go to a
said
working
to him,
class town in
"You gotta
Jersey
dial this back."
with weird hair and tell people stories about who. See what happens.
Yeah. Tell stories from the Goonies.
but
Tell
I'm
your
also,
fucking Goonies tales to the
How
kids
the
I went to
fuck-
high school with. See what happens.
how
You
is he
punch in your
funding
fucking
it?
mouth.
How the fuck does he fund all this?
So Limp Bizkit.
They brought him out on
Fred
tour.
Durst
Yeah.
brought him out on tour.
Yeah, but
as
prior
kind of
to
a
that-
joke
Yeah.
because it was called something like the
He
worst
did?
tour of all time.
Yeah.
And then Corey Feldman's like, I'll do it.
Right, the Losers Tour or
Yeah, the
something
Losers
like that.
tour.
Yeah.
But I think he was doing it like as a joke. But Corey Feldman's like, oh, this is my shot. And he's way too serious.
Yeah.
I mean, I
haven't seen him. Can I see him,
I am a
Tim?
better
Yeah.
singer.
Sure.
Here's just play. Yeah, go ahead and play where he's jamming on the guitar. Here, I just sent you one.
He's on Instagram all over.
You know what's funny is that he and Big J, my old co-host, had some sort of like weird rivalry on Jay's Sirius XM show, Bonfire. And for his birthday, because he hates Big J, because Jay shits on him a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I used
A
Cameo.
long list of people he hates.
Yeah, yeah.
Hates people that shit on him.
But I used Cameo to get Corey Feldman to wish Jay a happy birthday, but wrote it in a way that he didn't like happy birthday, big guy, and like all these like, Jay, I know you're going to be around the bonfire. Like I worded it in a way so I got Corey to send him a birthday message.
That's great.
And he had no idea, and he did.
that's
Yeah.
great.
Oh, let me see
He's a
this.
sweet guy.
I don't know him.
I'm
But-
He's
sure.
just out of his mind. I mean, watch this.
I mean, it's pretty awesome. I'm in already.
That's wild. Yeah.
It's awesome.
So is he's serious? So is he sort of delusional?
Sort of.
I'm not saying he's not a nice guy. I'm saying
Is he making? Here's my thing. Is
He
making
believes
money?
that's-
Is someone
good.
paying him to
Don't
do
think
this?
so.
I don't know.
Because
man.
clearly the movies have dried up.
Find him
So is
dried
he
up.
making money?
No, find him.
Dried
doing
up.
the
He
guitar
spent his
solo.
last nickel when you were 14 years old. That guy spent his last dollar. What are you talking about? Dried up.
not-
Dried up.
Well, you tell me he's not a billionaire
Was my
from Lost
grandmother? When
Boys?
did my grandmother lose her virginity? That's what his mother
For being
tried.
the-
This is
He's not a
money
billionaire
dried
for
up.
being the third lead in Lost Boys.
Yeah. My great grandmother had a
Watch
first.
this. Watch this. Watch this.
It's a hell of an outfit.
Watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's great.
Wow.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah. It's sad.
If he were, if he,
He's moving his mouth like a fish.
yeah, no,
I don't
no.
mean to make fun of this guy. I don't mean
No,
to
you
make,
can't even make fun of him.
Yeah, I'm not trying to.
Here, this is my only question. I don't know if we can find out. Is he making money? Like, are people paying him to do this? Then do you, young
He
king?
sold out Wembley Stadium 6 times. All right?
Wembley, huh, bro?
Yeah, I have it on good authority.
If
I
this
mean-
guy had another 20 IQ points, he'd be in a cabin in the woods sending letter bombs.
But I mean,
Holy
what
shit.
he is doing is everybody talks about him, so he's doing
Well, look
some
at the
right.
drummer videotaping him.
Yeah.
The drummer's going,
but, you know,
I got to mark this part of my life here.
Or he's
You
doing
know-
something so wrong, everybody's talking
Right, no,
about
but I mean that's what he wants is
you're right,
people
you're
to
right.
talk. He's,
Yeah, because
You're
I know the Fred Durst thing. He brought him out, and it was like the Losers tour, and it was
Yeah.
like kind of like making fun of himself
Oh,
and everybody.
yeah,
But they
yeah.
say Corey Feldman's just taking it way too
He's
serious.
not in on the joke.
right.
He's like, "Hey boys, we're back on
Yeah,
tour."
yeah. No, the guy's not in on the joke.
It's
It'd be like inviting Ralph to a dinner for straight guys.
Yeah, but I would definitely.
Yeah, he's trying to
Yeah.
talk
I mean,
football.
and he's talking sports with all of us straight guys. But he's a.
Corey's shirt is off too.
Oh my God.
I mean, he's got to be over my
See,
age.
that's Fred
around.
Durst right there.
I mean, he's not playing anything of any sort of semblance,
no, he's like mocking Eddie
Yeah.
Van Halen's hand movements or something.
but it's not actual scales or anything.
Oh, he's going mad. I could do that. And I
Yeah,
can't
I
play
can
the-
handle that. Yeah, he's doing it all right.
Yeah, yeah. Fred Durst is in on the joke.
It's all good, man. He's a sweet person.
As long as
Dude,
he's,
as long as
if he's
as long as
happy,
he's happy, he's making money. I don't give a fuck.
I don't,
And
know
if
if, I don't know if any of that's going on, but I like you and I like what you're saying. But he's a sweet,
I don't
he
care.
seems like a
Do you-
sweet soul.
But again, if people are going to buy tickets, who are we to?
but I would say,
stop.
like, in life, if everyone's in, like, if you have a delusional sexual fantasies like Dove, and the other person is in on it,
Yeah.
then that's fine.
Yeah.
But if we're all in on something that he's not in on, then
gonna
I
be
feel
upset
bad
by
about
it.
it.
He said, I get a lot of hate. He said, but you know, a lot of
I wonder why.
innovative groundbreakers got hate in the beginning.
Innovative groundbreaker.
Yeah, but 40 years
Steve
into
Jobs. That's
So he's
what-
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, turn that guitar upside down. You're a Hendrix, pal.
By the way, if I did that, my friends like you guys would say, "Hey, Bryan, we have to talk.
Well,
Right.
but
We got to talk.
Yeah,
This is not."
That's what I'm saying. He has nobody in his life that's being honest with
You
him.
need-
if I wear the wrong pants, you're like, "Hey, this is
Yeah,
tight
but
for your age."
maybe, but to him, he's like, listen, everyone's gonna make fun of us, but at least we're on tour. At least we're performing.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I
And
guess.
But do you think that he watches him singing Blackbird? He watches it back, goes, "Fuck, I nailed that."
I
Do you think
probably
he
says,
is?
I got some work to do.
If he is, he's crazy, and then it's even less funny if you're legitimately insane.
Yeah, that's-
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to
You know,
understand.
if that guy believes it, he's
Then it's
insane.
sad.
Yeah,
Or if he's
then
like,
it's sad.
dude, this is hilarious.
It's Hollywood.
If he's like,
if he's like,
look
oh,
how
this-
bad I'm singing.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots.
And these
I-
idiots
yeah,
are eating
then
up.
the joke's on us.
I don't know if he
And they
has that
talked
sense of
about me
irony.
for 20 minutes
I
on
don't think
Fighter
he
and the
does.
Kids.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
think it's a Hollywood actor kid syndrome.
There's
thing.
no
Doesn't
doubt
work
in
out.
my mind that that's the case.
I wish him well, but
Listen,
He stuck
there's
up
an
for Michael
antidote to
Jackson,
all
too.
of this. If you surround yourself with people that that look at you and go, "What the fuck are you doing?" You'll never go that far out on the
But
continuum.
then you could also argue if you do that, you'll never be super creative because people are always shoving you down.
no,
so
no,
there's
no,
somewhere
no,
in
Good
between
friend
that.
doesn't
No, no, no.
necessarily
He's
shove
in,
I don't know.
you down.
he's in his
Creativity.
mid 40s.
No.
yeah.
Well, that's
the
it.
thing.
But I'm saying,
Like if he's 21, I'm like, yeah.
but
dude,
let me
you
play
man.
devil's advocate. A lot of famous
Ralph's
people
talking about
that
friends
didn't
that
make
aren't
it.
supportive.
Ralph, it's not
I'm
true.
talking about
But
a
there's a lot of people that
delusional
didn't make
kid
it till
that
they were
nobody goes,
50. They were doing it.
Great creativity comes from a pressure cooker. You cannot be a great stand-up. You cannot without
Morgan
without
Freeman, let's use
feeling
him.
that.
I don't think his first big acting role was until he was 50.
That has nothing
That's
to
what
do
I'm
with
saying
what
is
we're
that-
talking
exception
about.
because
He
Morgan
was
Freeman
trained.
had talent, right?
Right, but
Yeah.
maybe all along that path, if people were telling just, dude, you're going nowhere with this.
No, you're right. Corey Haim should be. No,
Corey
we
Feldman,
should
Haim
all-
is dead.
Yeah, but whatever. Both of them. We should all support.
I'm not
what he's
saying
up to.
that. I'm just saying that there is a balance.
No, I should never say, "Hey, Corey, you're not that good at guitar," because Ralph told me it's not polite. Get the
I'm
fuck
not saying
out
that.
of here.
He sucks. I'm saying that maybe if you stifle people all the time,
Yeah.
like Mr. Negative over here who shits on New York,
No, but watch
Being
this. Watch
honest
this.
is not.
there's somewhere in
stifling.
between is what I'm saying.
No, if you write
Oh, in
if you write a
between, yeah.
short story and somebody says there's not a story yet,
Yes.
and the reason it's not a story is X, Y,
Yeah.
and Z, and this is why. Then that's called educating yourself in the
Yeah.
form.
Wally wokeness
He's
wants
just,
me to give
he's
this
just
guy a
fucking
pass.
shitting on everybody. Maybe he's
Everybody, one delusional athlete at
and
the
New York
door.
City, all of New York.
My only thing why I backed up on this is he's not. If he was a young kid, I'm like, dude.
Yeah, but then
he's
again,
young,
I'm going
he
to
has
use
a
the
way to
Morgan
learn.
Freeman anecdote. He didn't make it till he was 50.
Morgan Freeman had real talent. That
Morgan
guy
Freeman
can't
was
play
a
the
talent,
guitar.
but who knew?
Even at 20,
What do you know?
even at 20, you would go, he doesn't.
Of
have-
course you would.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Of course you
But
would.
if he's like, I just started, I've only had it for 3 months.
Yes.
I just want stage time. You're like, yeah, keep. That's the only way you can
Yeah.
get good. But if
Yeah.
you're 45,
but take off the reflective blazer before you go on, my friend.
That I'll agree with.
My friend's kid showed me a video of his daughter singing at 16, maybe 15. And I went like this. I go, she's good. And my friend goes, no, she's not.
yeah.
I go,
No, I do it all the time with Little League Baseball. This
There's
dad
a
will be like,
fine line.
"Do my kid's the next Manny Machado?"
Yes.
I'm like, "Which one?"
Yes.
He's like the third baseman. I'm like, "You talking about the short, fat Mexican kid?"
That kid over there.
But there's a few things with genetics that have to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Ralph, but Ralph, on the other hand, he would have
Ralph was like,
asked
"We
for the
can
kid's
give him
autograph. Ralph's over there like, yeah, I got to get his autograph. He is great. You're right.
And I have the autograph, and then it's worth something in 30 years.
Yeah. Well, we
God bless
figured
them.
it all out.
Dreamers.
Yeah, we figured it all
Current
out.
events, Chin?
Yeah.
Let's take a little break, dude. Men, if you've lost your hair, it doesn't mean you can't find it again. Bryan, try Hims Hair Loss Solutions. Dude, you're shooting your special. Let's get your hair going, dude.
I was a customer of Hims for years. It comes in an unmarked package.
Yep, right
and it
to your
would always
doorstep.
be there at a fraction of the cost because I was spending money for the brand names, and they send you the generic finasteride. And if you're serious about your hair loss, this stuff.
Yeah, choose from personalized chewable, oral, spray, serum treatments to find what works best for you. The process is super simple, 100% online.
I took a picture of my hair and I sent it in to a doctor. The doctor looks at it and then they send it.
Yeah, you answer a few questions with the medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If you're prescribed, your treatment is sent directly to you for free. No insurance is needed. One low price covers everything from treatments to ongoing care. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/fighter. That's HIMS.com/fighter for your personalized hair loss treatment options. hims.com/fighter.
Results vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if the prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Fighter and Kids brought to you by Progressive Insurance, fiscally responsible financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are the things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or stations. Or situations.
Well, Brian, I wanted to get in front of this one for you.
Yeah.
Just so you know, there might be a Rocky 7 trailer going around, and it's not real.
It's not real.
It's not real. So I wanted to get in front of this for you. Okay. A lot of fans thought it was because I know that Sylvester Stallone hinted there might have been one like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
But this is the fake Rocky trailer that everyone thinks is real.
Oh, this is great.
Is it all AI?
A lot of it's AI.
Watch.
Sometimes to move forward, you have to go back.
That's not him
Have you
talking.
heard of him?
It's awful.
Rocky 6, he fights a trans.
Enemies can become allies. The new enemy shows no mercy.
That's so AI.
Wow, that looks
Ray, I
fake.
want to see this.
Just against each other.
Brian.
That looks
I
terrible.
want to see that so bad.
Brian, seriously, you know, he's older. He got fooled by AI. He comes in and goes, dude, how about Conor McGregor in that Popeye movie? I went,
Yeah. No, but this AI, I mean, think about that's the early iteration. 2 years from now, you won't be able
Yeah,
to
you
tell
won't
whether or
be able
not
to
they're
tell.
real people, right?
There's going to be a whole other subset of jobs of deciphering if something is or isn't AI.
Oh, yeah. You're going to need
there'll be like warning labels on
Yeah,
it.
and then I
Yeah,
think it's going to bring
yeah.
back live theater, and it's going to bring. There's going to be
More authentic.
promotional items that say no AI used in this script. Like I think that's what's going to happen.
Me too.
I think we're going to realize that this is AI. I said it.
Wait, we're in a simulation, Brian? Oh, you're going deep, huh?
Yeah, I go deep, dude.
We started with
I
a
hate
light
when people
conspiracy.
say-
Now you're going.
I've changed. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
different now. Yeah. I'm into theoretical math. Keep going.
No. Tell me more about theoretical
All
math.
right, so when you
Because I don't think you really know what you're talking about.
I'll tell you what's good for theoretical math.
Rogan tried telling us that. He's like, Elon Musk thinks we're in a simulation. I went, Joe, only billionaires say that.
Yeah.
Because the lady with 4 kids working at McDonald's,
Yeah, they're not in a
doesn't think we're
simulation. No, no.
Billionaires-
Guy's working on his car. I see him under the hood. I'm sure he's not doing that in a simulation.
Billionaires and people that drink Magic Mind.
Oh.
Yeah.
They think we're in a
Gotta stay
simulation.
Try this
focused.
stuff.
I've never tried it.
All right, try it. It's great. So it will increase your focus. It's got matcha tea. It's got
I already have
cordyceps, it's got
102%
ashwagandha, It's got all
focus.
kinds of stuff. It's great. It's all natural, great stuff. But we do it all
we
the
all
time.
out?
I just had one. I just literally drank one.
I do 3 a day.
Can you OD on Magic Mind or one's good?
If you could,
Great.
I would.
Don't do it before you go to bed.
If you could, he'd be dead. So it's pretty safe.
They've got a sleep shot, but this is the focus shot, and it's great. It goes great with coffee. So the guy who invented it basically he had a heart thing and he couldn't drink as much caffeine. So he literally spent 6 years with all these
Tastes decent.
scientists. It's
Yeah,
great.
it's nice.
It's great. It's matcha
I just wish
tea.
it was a big drink.
I know.
Like I'd
They're
like
coming
that
out
with
some
ice.
stuff.
Does it have caffeine?
They're coming out with some stuff. Very little from the matcha tea.
Yeah, matcha has caffeine in it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. You're afraid. Look at you.
Me, yeah. Well,
Why are you afraid?
Ralph's
bro?
very sensitive.
I don't
also
take.
with-
I'm a puss. I do nothing.
I'm with
Yeah, but
Ralph a little bit too. Like your sales pitch, he doesn't know us that well.
Yeah.
Just give him a green.
This is all a ploy to get me roofied and get
Yeah.
me raped.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's various mushrooms. Bring up the.
This is all a plot to eat this long.
It's a long pig plot.
Yeah, if you ain't never
longest
been the longest pig
I
in the
can
room.
feed the whole
is-
studio for a month.
Sipping it, take a little
Yeah,
bit
I
of
should take it
sips.
just a whole
Drink the
shot.
thing.
Okay, I'll drink the whole
It's a
thing right
shot.
now.
Pure
I'll drink
pressure
a
over
shot.
here, man.
Yeah,
Builds mental resilience. Let's go.
Ralph thought this was going to knock him out, but instead it's going to increase my
Ralph, you won't even. Trust me. It's like drinking.
You know, by the way, in my life, I never did any drugs, right?
It's not a drug.
I know that. Well, there is a drug. It is a drug.
did cocaine
Caffeine's a drug.
on air.
But
He does these
on
weird
the
things on
show,
air.
once a year, I tried a drug
And
just
heroin.
to see what it was like.
You did heroin?
No, I did crystal meth, but by accident. I did Molly. I did mushrooms, cocaine, all once, all never again. Hated all
How was
of
the
them.
crystal meth?
I was up for 3 days. I cleaned my whole house.
Yeah, well,
pretty
this is not like crystal meth. This is just improve your focus.
It's not crystal.
No, but I like how
if this was crystal meth, I would do it.
So the difference.
He
is
was sucking down a grandma.
Oh, sucking who?
No, grandma meth.
You do an energy drink, you can get jittery.
He's
That
like,
just
no,
makes you
I
alert.
can't. I did crystal meth.
No, that'll make you alert. Those drinks that make you jittery,
Right.
too much caffeine. That's designed to make you alert.
Yeah, because by the way, matcha releases in your system slower than
great.
regular coffee.
Yeah, it's
that I know.
It's great.
Don't pressure man to take
It's
it,
actually good for you.
You didn't like the cocaine either?
Hated it all. Did it all once. Hated it all.
Well-
the last one we did was Whippets with TJ Miller,
How was that?
Whippets.
and I like those because those last 5 seconds.
Yeah, whippets are enough.
I'm. You know what my drug is? No bullshit.
Don't say
Cigars.
something gay. Oh, okay.
Nicotine.
I thought you were going to be like
Really?
happiness.
Boy, I love
and
it.
being
I thought he was going to say his kid. I thought he was going to say his kid.
Just
Reading spiritual
some
pamphlets.
gay.
That's what it is.
Dude, my happiness comes from Jesus Christ.
Can I be-
Yeah, you're my,
No,
The Almighty.
I fantasize about long pigs a lot, but never did it.
my new drug for all bullshit aside is giving.
Long pigs.
I just
Giving.
give.
Wait, you give too
Yeah.
much? That's
I
your
just
new
give.
drug?
Yeah, and it
You can't
hurts.
stop giving.
It hurts, but it's a good hurt. You know
I tell
what I'm saying?
you.
Except when it comes to a Secret Santa gift.
Oh.
You
That's
forgot my
true.
gift.
That's true.
Son
Right,
of a
but-
First thing I said to both of you was like, "This is my wife. Go ahead."
Yeah, is that what
Yeah,
you
that was
said?
nice.
All right, what else you got, Chin?
This one is kind of, we might be getting ahead of something, but there's this new mystery disease outbreak in China, and there's all these videos of the hospitals
Here we
being
go.
overwhelmed.
Here we go.
People
That's
are getting
exciting.
nervous again.
It's also China where they always wear masks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
And they have no
apparently
herd
people are
immunity.
like comparing this to COVID, but they're
Nice-
coming out and saying
nice
it's just
try,
the flu.
Fauci.
Yeah,
We're not going to fall for that again, bud.
but
Well, they keep
yeah.
messing around with all these different things in labs. Fucking, it's not.
Yeah, something's
surprising.
bound to get out at
It
some
comes
point.
out of labs.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys
How
know that.
dare you accuse a
Oh,
lab
sorry, it was a
leak.
wet market.
Yeah.
Sorry, I hate to be. Look at this.
No, but for a while you weren't allowed to say it may have come from a lab. The
know
you were banned- you were
news
banned-
would ban you
You were
down.
banned on YouTube.
Imagine
banned
that.
on, yeah.
Assholes.
Imagine that.
And like legit doctors were like, no, it's
Yeah.
actually leaked from a lab, and they lost their
Unbelievable.
YouTube channels.
These assholes, these woke assholes. This power structure that did this.
That's bananas.
Gaslighting us the whole time. Just a regular Americans. It's not a left or right thing. It's
Yeah,
just
but
a power thing.
then no one has any trust in the government now. So when there's an
lost
actual reason to be concerned,
And
people
add
they
to that
fucked us.
deep fake AI is
Yeah.
coming
And
in.
how would you
Yeah.
ever now create a verifiable, trusted news source?
That's
It's
the
not
worry.
possible.
Yeah.
Listen, the only
You gotta put work in now to
publication that
find
is
out the
not in
truth.
crisis, the
And that's
only
why we started
publication
firing the kid.
Is the New York Times, and that's because
Wait, what'd you say?
So the only publication not in financial crisis is the New York Times, not because
They
people
have their
read it,
issues too, though.
not because people read it because they love the puzzles.
Yes.
Right.
But overall, the New York Times is. But I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you were saying like legit.
no, the
content.
LA Times, the LA
fuck that.
Times.
I thought he was
Editorials in
gonna
the New York Times?
You never know with this guy, man.
No, no,
Some-
no.
Ralph jacks off to those editorials.
Yes.
The LA Times, the New York, the Washington Post. I mean, you name it, a disaster.
Yeah, but old school news sources are going to be on having financial crisis. There's
Part
no
of
way.
it's because they are reporting about a world that none of us.
Yeah, but nobody
actually
gives a
see.
fuck about that platform anymore. You know?
Yeah. I think that media in general screwed.
Yeah, I mean, all magazines are in crisis. There's none of them doing
Dude, I
well
went to
either.
I took my son to a comic book store the other day. Talk about a fucking
Ghost
throwback.
town, a ghost town.
Yeah.
No, there was a
Those
bunch of
doing well.
nerds in there. It was cool.
Yeah, my kid goes to like a store with comics and Pokemon and stuff.
Yeah,
once
we
in a
went
while.
in there.
I think comics
'cause I
go
was,
endure.
real cool.
I was trying
Yeah.
to show him the comics I had.
Yeah,
Boy,
I bought him some comics.
It's different. Yeah, my
Real
son's-
different.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
Comics will
different.
endure.
Now they wear dresses and shit because of
Because of me.
Well, they tried to have a couple gay superheroes, and none of the teenage boys bought
Peep
it.
this out. So I posted this. My favorite characters were Bloodshot and Lobo. Lobo was like this badass, kind of looked like a Hell's Angel.
Momoa is playing him now. You heard that,
Yeah.
right?
Hopefully they do it right. But so my son's into Lobo because he's into all the stuff I was as a kid. It's his
Yeah.
new thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'd say I'm gonna take you to a comic book store. I'm gonna show you Lobo.
Yeah.
I go, you got any Lobo? He goes, I only have this. So that's what I grew up as a kid, right? That badass
Yeah,
Lobo.
yeah.
Go to the next one. Look at the woke.
That guy looks like Ralph.
Look what we got.
holy shit.
Oh, that's sad.
He
Oh
cut
my
a haircut,
God.
though.
Look at
What?
that.
He did cut a head off. He's more svelte. He's got a more athletic body, if I may.
By the way,
Yeah,
as a gay man, that one's more my type.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, but what
that
I
guy
heard,
looks
what I
like
heard is they did that. And
he
there
looks
was-
like a queen, like
Yes.
a leather queen.
And there was such a revolt that they switched back. I get apparently this is from like 2014, 15.
Yeah,
And the fan base was so upset. They're like, "Oh, our bad," and then went back to the old school logo.
You know what
Like,
Xi
go back,
Jinping
that's
did
a
in
way
China?
more.
He said he made it illegal to put effeminate men on television. He
love
didn't
it.
want children looking
Oh,
up.
I love it.
He didn't want children looking up.
There's a
And
lot
you
of
know who
things I hate
else?
about China.
Well, a lot of men have been raised only by women in this country, only, and taught that masculinity is toxic and dangerous. So
Yeah,
these
yeah.
men grow up having to suppress all their impulses of aggression and competitiveness.
Yeah,
And
you
that's
become an incel.
fucking
You walk
terrible.
around with a trench coat, then freak out one day.
Yeah.
Ah, look at that guy, huh?
That guy looks pretty badass.
Yeah, Lobo is badass.
Yeah.
God
Yeah,
damn.
Jason Momoa is doing the.
I just heard that he just signed on to do it. Yeah.
He's good
Hopefully
for
the
that.
script's.
He actually, when he first went to DC and they told him he was reading for a role, he thought it was for Lobo and ended up being Aquaman.
That's pretty cool,
would
though.
suck.
Yeah,
He
now
get
he's
paid a
doing-
lot of money.
I never
now,
heard of
so-
Lobo, man.
Oh man, oh yeah,
He fights Superman once in a while
yeah,
too.
he's great. Lobo's great. Bloodshot.
You just said that you're addicted to cigars. I've never seen you smoke a cigar in your entire
I've
life.
only seen him do it one. I only do it on Rogan.
No, you. I've never seen you smoke cigars.
It's a new thing. And I'm really into it.
No, you're not.
No, I'm.
I like a cigar once in a
Yeah,
while.
me too.
I'll tell you.
You tried nicotine like I always do.
My boy George Danko came to see my show in Phoenix, and he has a cigar lounge. And I went there, and they hooked me up with some of his favorite cigars.
Yeah.
I'm getting to a
excellent,
point where
right?
I can
It's very
tell
meditative.
the difference between
Wow.
a great cigar, like the way it tastes, and I'm obsessed.
Do you wake up the next morning with that? It smells like a cat shit in your mouth.
That's
though?
the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the
You should
problem.
have a magic
My
mind
wife is
afterwards to
like,
kind of, level
Magic
you out.
mind.
My son's like, you smell terrible.
yeah, the smell's tough
Yeah.
in your mouth. It's all.
It's awful.
By the way,
You
no
can't get it
surprise
out.
here. I've never tried a cigar in my life.
They're nice.
You should just smoke one on air. It'd be funny.
Oh, God, I'm sure I get sick from
Smoke
it.
one tonight.
I've never even. I had a cigarette once when I was like 8 years old. My grandfather made me smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
But that's it. Never. Other than that, I'm such a puss.
What else you got?
But you're not a push. You'll try anything. You're actually very
you-
ballsy in some way. Guy did crystal meth on air. These two hot shots never did that.
How'd that feel?
No.
I hated it. Hated it all. I'm not made for drugs, but it was, show was called Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll, and I never did a drug.
I feel like you got to do it more than once to get the.
Plus, you shouldn't do it on air trying to do a show. That's for sure. Also,
Yeah, do it. In the,
I heard Nikki Glazer crushed it.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, I heard she
I
did.
heard her roast. She they weren't mean. They were like fun.
Yeah, no, her roasts were super fun.
great.
Everybody, she went hard a little bit at Timothy Chalamet, but it was super lighthearted. And,
He's great.
Like,
I fucking
oh, yeah.
love that
I like that whole Adam Sandler
That
bit.
kid
with
is-
that.
yeah, the
That
Adam
was fun.
Sandler bit, that was really good. And she said this one thing where she's like, just remember, you guys, the point is not winning. The point is making art. So if you don't win tonight, that's okay. Because you're really only doing all this to start your own tequila brand anyway. And
Yeah.
she crushed
She's
it.
cute.
I thought she did great.
Oh, she's talented.
She looks really
Yeah,
good, too.
she's great.
so
She
pretty.
looks great.
But she's been. It's just been a matter of time before she blew up. Think about all the roasts she did. She was great on Howard Stern.
Yeah.
I think on the Tony Hinchcliffe on the roast of Tom
never
Brady. I
saw
thought
it,
she
yeah.
was the highlight.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she
looks great.
Yeah.
Well, you're
and-
throwing enough makeup.
I didn't know this, but apparently last night at the Golden Globes, Demi Moore won her first ever award for acting.
Oh, that's interesting.
I didn't see
And
that
look how
movie,
good
though.
she
In
looks.
what Landman? She's on Landman.
It was Substance.
I looked at my wife and
The
went,
Substance.
The Substance, the one that supposedly get very gory at the end. Supposedly it's a hard watch. I haven't
Look
seen
Look
it.
at how
Great
good
show.
she looks.
She's great on Landman. I looked at my wife and went, she's over 60.
Yeah.
Look at that.
For a long time.
Obviously a lot of work done, but she looks good.
Yeah, you
Hold
get
on.
close to that
Oh,
in the
God,
morning.
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
get some work done because that looks great.
Yeah,
She tried some fillers and shit. She's,
Yeah, for
she's
sure.
fighting Father Time.
Oh,
She's
you
winning.
do that.
I'm
You
not to
get
be a
peeled
dick,
it back,
but if
Bryan?
I just did a little, watch this. Well, no, don't get crazy.
Let me see, hold on.
I just
want Bryan to go to
I
Turkey
swear to God.
for his
hit.
I
Yeah.
swear to God, I feel happier, and I'm not joking.
You feel happier.
Well,
But I can't see
hold
your
on,
face
hold on.
making expressions.
I see better. I'll tell you that much.
Just walk around like
think
that.
I'd look a
Just
little-
walk
No,
around
you
like
look
that.
great. better like this.
Yeah. No, there's nothing weird about that.
Nothing
There's
weird.
nothing funnier than a comedian who starts taking himself real seriously and gets his eyes done. You
Dear
fucking
Diary,
weirdo.
Dear Diary, I want to up my physical look.
Yeah. If you want to be unfunny overnight
Yeah, do that.
after a lifetime of funny, do
Yeah,
that.
Do that.
Yeah, it's not a good idea.
Fucking come in like this, trying to kibitz a little bit with Brent.
Brian, did you have anything done?
Nah. What are you talking
I got a
about?
lot of sleep last night.
Yeah,
Dude,
you're
you
well
remember when you
rested.
get your lids done? You came and do the show the next week, and he looked like a raccoon, just two black guys. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, look, I could see somebody getting
That
a
was
little
worth it.
whatever.
That
yeah.
was worth it.
I take hair pills. That's the only thing I do.
I'm gonna get hair transplant, and I'm gonna look fucking.
I don't think you're ever going to do it, B.
No,
You're fighting Father Time and you're down 10-8, bud.
10-8. 10-8. Yeah, there it is.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yep. I look great. Well, I made a big difference. Thank God, Bryan Callen.
Which is the before? Which is the after?
I don't know. My face gets more and more oblong.
That's when it was like the
Fucking
craziest.
nose. Is there a way to shrink your nose?
There he is after the surgery.
You look really confused by it there.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
shocked.
You left the glasses on top of your head, though.
It didn't hurt. Well, I'm not going to come in and. I'm not going to keep it. A secret.
I went to a plastic surgeon one time and I said, like, I got like sort of a love handle thing that no matter what I do, it won't go away. And the guy said, there's nothing you can do. You blame your parents. It's your bone structure. He goes, you're going to be disappointed if I do anything here.
That's great that he said that to you.
Yeah, most guys be like, we can fix it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, this guy was honest.
I fucking just can't put weight on it.
There's this company I was.
Except for my cock, which seems to gain 16 pounds every time.
Actually thicker and longer.
Yeah.
I'm
Ralph,
sorry.
what'd you say about
Well,
that?
we're talking
your
about
piece?
there's a company-
No, but your piece. Remember that joke yet? That your brother said that he gains weight.
Oh yeah. I say he says that he's 160, but he's 170 when he's excited.
Yeah, 170 when he's excited, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
Let me write that down.
But it's funny. Right, wait. No, you can't steal that. No, that's his brother's
Shooting a
big
special
thing.
next week.
I'm
Let him use
I'm gonna
it.
open my special for that.
What else you got?
I got two more for you guys. So we touched on this quickly, but Justin Trudeau is resigning.
No.
He's been crushing it.
Yeah.
He's got a 26%.
Guess who loves Trudeau?
But I know nothing about it. I really don't know much about world politics. I'll be honest with you.
Well, they're just to our north,
Well.
and you're a real Trudeau fanboy.
Trudeau's got to take time. He's trans. He's a trans. He's
Was
doing-
Castro's son, yeah?
How long has he been?
Have you seen that side by side comparison?
We've done it multiple times on the
it's
show.
great.
How long has he been running Prime Minister of Canada?
Seems like my entire
Long
life.
time.
Yeah, doesn't it seem like
7
forever?
years? Has it been 7 years?
He's
I'm
the
gonna say- I'm gonna
absolute
6 or
worst.
7.
He's the biggest cuck of the world leaders.
He's a straight up cuck.
Well, what's her name runs the country. He was just chosen as a fucking figurehead.
But because also I'm curious, like how much time did he have left anyway? You can't be infinitely long Prime Minister, right?
he was just. No one likes him. He just sucked.
The position does not have set term limits.
Christine, what's her name? Christine. The real person who runs Canada is the fuck is her name?
Nearly 10-year premiership,
Yeah.
it says.
Wow.
God,
Yeah.
good
It's a long time.
riddance.
Yeah, because each term is I think 7 years or something.
Wow.
Yeah, 7. Hey, can you bring up just for Dove a side by side of Trudeau, Justin Trudeau, and
Young
Fidel
and Castro Young. It's his son.
It's pretty wild.
I'm not the biggest
Really?
conspiracy guy, but
Me
this
neither.
one's a shoe.
This one's a tough
There's
one.
JFK and there's this.
Wow, look at that, huh?
Soak it in, gentlemen.
That's wild.
And his mom hung out with him all the time.
Did you?
All the time, yeah.
Get a better one.
But at least, Castro was fighting
read it. There you
against
go.
these crooked landowners.
Look at that.
It's like.
You read a
Yeah,
book on Castro. He was pretty
I
wild.
did. He was a great baseball player. He was one of the most charismatic orators in the history
Oh,
of
yeah.
politics. But, he was a socialist, but he was reacting to, he went to Mexico early on, came back and took over the country. He was a wild.
Yeah.
Castro was a
Badass.
Yeah. Then listen, wrong political philosophy, but he was
Terrible
a real. He
facial.
was something. Yeah.
He wasn't a complete.
Not a great
he
beard.
wasn't- But he wasn't like a Stalin. He wasn't a.
No.
No, not at all. No. Gabriel Garcia Marquez was one of his closest friends. Like he would send him his manuscripts and stuff. But,
Really?
yeah, but
he
Trudeau grew up in politics. Wasn't his father? Didn't his father run the country?
Pierre Trudeau. Yeah.
Yeah, whereas
Now, look-
Castro was reacting to crooked landowners who would fuck people over. These
Yeah.
dictators.
Yeah,
it was very different. Trudeau came to. It was already a liberal country.
Yeah, it was.
So that's Trudeau as a little boy there. So his mom spent like
Wow.
years with him.
Yeah.
And hold on. You think
Yeah.
that dictator is having
Bro.
her around for
Castro
what?
was
Yeah,
a
right,
famous ladies' man. He
Yeah,
had
but
sex with.
You think he's
all
hanging
the
out with
women.
Trudeau's mom to get her opinions on how to run
Look at him with
the...
his cigar. A real fucking man.
No, mom was doing work.
Yeah,
Mom was
no,
doing
listen,
work.
he may have
And
been wrong
you know
politically,
what?
but he could take it to task, boy. Castro could
Mom-
lay it down.
Mom was doing work. Come on, that guy, Pierre was. Look at her. She was cute as shit too. Look at her. Stop it. Castro took care of some business.
You know who has a poodle named Little Castro? That guy.
Really?
Right there.
Oh, I was like, holy shit.
Hello.
Little Castro. Hey.
But even look over, he's dressed like a poodle. I didn't know.
But Trudeau in his speeches has given praise to Castro multiple
Yeah, I
times,
bet.
like
Yeah, I
recently
bet.
as last year.
Sure.
Everyone's like, this is weird.
Yeah, he's a good-looking kid. Look at him right there. He's a good dude. Listen, he's a good-looking guy.
He's
hard
good.
to be-
Good.
it's hard
Fidel
to be-
Castro's son, of course
Yeah,
he
it's
is.
hard to be. It's hard to grow up like a prince, literally a prince, and be that good looking.
He didn't get his dad's facial hair growth though, because that's good facial hair.
Yeah, it's decent.
You know, he had some boxing matches, by the way. I appreciate that about him.
Listen, he's not trans. It's just that he's way left of what somebody should be.
kid.
Yeah, and Brendan, you're trying to impress Brendan. Just
don't run the country.
because the guy had one amateur boxing match in Canada.
Brian
What are
always,
you doing?
he's like, that guy fought.
He used to play catch. Trudeau's not afraid to catch a baseball. You know that, right? What the fuck are you talking
No,
about?
I'll say
He played Little League Baseball. Just
Yeah. Took
Before you
his
go too hard on him.
Yeah,
You know
before you bang this guy out, he took his training wheels off at 4.
He's coordinated. He's got hustle, and that's what
yeah.
Is that it, dudes?
No one argues.
That's it, baby.
Let's do this last one. here. So
Goes, that's it, baby.
Yeah, that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it, guys. Pretty focused. That
she's
took down this
so
drink.
good.
yes,
Oh, wow.
this
So good.
prison officer filmed herself having sex with an inmate
Incredible.
and admits there was another incident on the same day.
really
She fucked two guys?
So turned on
Same
by that.
dude,
I'm
twice.
I'm so heated up by
I'd
this.
be more,
Wow.
I'd be rock hard if it's two different guys.
Yeah.
I think it is, and I love her because she and her boyfriend were swingers or whatever. She's got a great attitude.
Yeah.
Is she going to prison or?
She's a guard.
I know,
Well,
but
it
not,
says
not
sit-
anymore.
What? She was
Sentenced
sentenced to
to
15
15
months in
months.
prison. Fuck you guys. That's
Her
ridiculous.
OnlyFans would be popping.
Yeah.
Well, but you
Why
didn't
would you
hear.
put her in
You didn't
jail?
find out
There's the dude.
what. That's the guy.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's her boyfriend?
That's
No,
great.
that's
What a
the dude that
porno
she
looking
was
operation.
hooking up with in jail.
I hear he came 3 ounces of heroin right into her, and then she walked out with it.
Is
That's
it-
why she did 15 months.
Look at her.
Oh my God.
Look at her. I'm so all about it.
Is it illegal to have sex with a
It
prisoner?
shouldn't be.
Super illegal.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
She's
Fuck, do I know?
Yeah, it's
Was
fucking
that
gorgeous.
wrong?
Hey, fellas,
Should I not have
Ralph's
done that?
surprised that it's frowned
Like,
upon.
can't you have,
Prison
aren't
for
there
guards.
conjugal visits though? Can't they just
If you're
say-
married to the person,
has to be married?
You can't be a
You
guard.
can't have the
fucking people.
guard fucking
Right, I'm
the
just saying,
prisoners, man.
it just
But
seems-
I approve. Can you imagine being in jail and being like, you want to bang?
Yeah, I just think it's cool as shit.
By the way, way to blow your spot up. I'm going to videotape it and put it on. You dummy. Keep your phone down.
Yeah,
You
no,
could have
no,
enjoyed
no.
that. And oh, God. It could have been such
She looks
a
like she
blast.
is not sorry in that mugshot.
No, she's happy about it.
fantastic.
Did it for OnlyFans? Is that how, why she videoed it?
Whatever the
She,
case.
she has a big OnlyFans.
She says that she has severe
Oh, yeah,
personality
Probably making
disorder.
a
That's
fortune.
fun.
She's probably making a fortune.
Is it wrong? Is it wrong that I'm as attracted to the girl on the right as the one on the left? And
No,
they're
we're the
person?
same, Dove. Yeah, I'm
It heats
I'm
me
in.
up.
Yeah.
I'm right with you.
She's
Yeah.
a bad girl.
Right.
yeah.
Why does it look like? Well, I guess it's different timing.
I would
She
share
dyed her hair.
I would share a long pig with her. Say that right now.
My buddy went out with a waitress and paid her, so technically it's prostitution. But I've never been more turned on than thinking,
course.
I would much rather just pay a waitress
Of course.
than bang a girl that likes me.
Oh,
guys.
It's a
Bayless.
business
You see
transaction.
Skip Bayless just
That's
got
fake.
caught. Oh, it's
That's
fake?
Yeah,
Did he?
did.
Well, there's a claim, right? And she was saying that Joy fucked her way to the top with the rest of the staff. And Skip Bayless offered $1.5 million to sleep with her. First of all, honey, cool.
That's too
a
much.
good
Skip
deal.
Bayless, you think you start off at $1.5 million to sleep with a stylist?
No way.
Have you seen her?
No.
I know a $1.5 million gal.
Let me see her. Well,
Wow, she doesn't look that good for 1.5 million.
Does Skip have to do that? Skip, let go of the railing and
It's a really uncomfortable
Why don't we let
photo.
go of the railing and why
He
don't
looks
we-
uncomfortable.
and don't wear
Yeah,
shorts.
the photographer said, "Go do your praying mantis." The
Yeah.
photographer said.
Yeah. And
Also,
don't
his
wear
watch
short
looks
sleeves
photoshopped
ever. Never
on.
wear short sleeves again. Like it's fine, but we got to.
He looks so uncomfortable there.
I'm let go of
The
the
photographer's like, look natural.
Yeah.
You got it.
and maybe stop holding your breath. You don't have to hold your
Yeah.
breath. Fuck.
And maybe save 1.495 million and offer the rest of that security guard from prison. That woman that just did it.
Oh boy. I'll
What's her
tag
name?
you.
She's tremendous.
It sounds like this stylist is trying to,
Her?
That's her.
yeah, 1.5.
And she's saying that that's what he offered her.
I mean, Skip makes bank, so maybe he's just.
Yeah, but he's probably joking around too. Like I'm gonna hear.
Yeah, I'm
it's
sure
not
that
a shot.
I'm sure the number's not real,
Not
but
a shot.
But underneath it, there is something interesting about just paying someone.
But not 1.5.
It just heats me up.
Negotiate a
No,
little
no, no.
bit.
It wasn't 1.5.
It also
was never
heats
1.5.
me up as well. But 1.5 was just outlandish.
Hey, you know
Just
how
heats
much-
me. No,
you know what's a lot?
1.5.
You know what's a
How
lot?
about 600?
You know what's a lot? $10,000 is a lot for. Like, I'd be
I'm
like,
not paying her 10.
I'll give you a grand.
1.5 or 10 doesnch make it hot.
No.
I paid a girl
600?
600.
Yeah, it's a
It
good.
wasn't a hooker. She just said
$600.
No.
600,000.
Pesos.
That'll pay the girl 600,000.
Yeah, bucks. We're in America.
Do you know how much
No, 600 Bitcoin, which is $600 million. I paid her.
Because ruble
Dollars?
rubles
You know?
aren't-
Fucking, we're all Russian bride. Yeah. Hey, Ryan, I didn't realize you got here from Kalashko.
dollars.
You say in American bucks?
dollars?
Is that it,
Chinchillas?
guys?
That's it.
That's it.
Oh, guys, what the
Be your
fuck?
shooting your special this weekend, buddy.
This weekend, guys, we're already sold
that's
out Friday,
right.
Saturday. I think Sunday too, but try to get tickets.
That's right.
Austin, Texas, January 10, 11, and 12. Oh, fuck. That's not there. All right, January 10, 11, and 12. We got Austin, Texas, Mothership. Can't wait.
That's
Doing
great,
Rogan on Friday at 1 o'clock, and I can't wait. So there we are.
Is that it, fellas? Appreciate you guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate
Peace.
it.
We're out.